Hello, welcome back to this particular channel. So in this particular video today, we are going to be discussing a very important topic, a topic of a very high value. We are going to be discussing how to design a duplex floor plan in AutoCAD. All right, step-by-step guide how to design professionally a duplex floor plan in AutoCAD. So if we are going to be doing that, we are also going to be discussing how to go further by designing your elevation, designing your roof plan, designing your section views. How do you do that in AutoCAD? So that will be the details of our discussion in this particular class. All right, so that simply means that you have to pay very good attention to whatever we are going to be discussing here today. All right, so let me leave you guys to enjoy the class. See you guys over there.
All right, so it's a good time to say welcome to Project 2. All right, first of all, I want to give a shout out to everyone who has been following up to this point. You guys are actually amazing, and I believe by the help of God and the grace of God, you're going to attain more height even as you go ahead learning and skilling up. All right, so once again, we want to say well done for coming this far, and your future projects will thank you for scaling up and adding to yourself. All right, so let's go ahead and let's talk about Project 2. So in Project 2, we are actually going to be discussing briefly, not too much, but it's something very important. We are going to be teaching you guys how to design and draft, how to design a duplex. All right, in that duplex, we'll do a complete floor plan for you guys, and also we are going to talk about the elevations, how you go about drawing the elevation. Now, the only difference between the duplex and the bungalow concerning this particular tutorial is just that we are having a floor. All right, this is now a duplex and that is a bungalow. Every other detailing remains the same. So we are going to be treating just the floor plan. I go ahead designing a duplex floor plan, and also the elevation and also the section view. All right, every other detailing remain the same. So let's head on into our AutoCAD and let's see. Now, this is my AutoCAD here. Let me explain to you guys. Location diagram depend on what? Location diagram actually depend on what you got from the site. All right, so everything remains the same. Even your site plan, they remain the same. All right, the same way you place this particular your building into your site, the same way you place your duplex. What we change is we'll now be having two floor plans here, right? We'll be having two floor plans. We have number one, the ground floor plan, and another, the first floor plan. So what I will do right now is just to copy this sheet so you guys understand properly. That's the first thing I will do for you guys. So I will just copy this sheet and then I will just drag it downwards. All right, so now copy this. So we'll be starting from here. All right, so here we'll be having what? Let's go ahead and name them first so you understand how we want to go about this particular project too. So first floor plan, right? So we're having the first floor plan because now we are dealing with duplex. All right, so the other one will now be having what? So let me copy this to this other part. We'll be having what? The ground floor plan. Ground floor plan, right? So this is it. So the other one that we're going to be discussing is the roof remain the same way you go ahead drawing your roof, the same way you go ahead drawing the roof in this one. But just that for this one, you're going to be dealing with the second. You're going to be doing. Sorry, you're going to be dealing with. You're going to be dealing with the ground floor plan. All right. You're going to be dealing with what? The ground floor plan. Sorry. You're going to be dealing with the first floor plan rather. For the roof, please, you're going to be dealing with the first floor plan. That was a mistake. All right. You're going to be dealing with the first floor plan for the roof. So let me interchange this because they are not arranged sequentially. This one ought to come first. All right. So now for our roof, you are going to be dealing with what? The first floor plan. So from the first floor plan, you are going to be creating your roof from this particular first floor plan. So don't forget. All right, don't forget. But still, I'm still going to pick the roof, so I will still just do something in the roof for us. So let's just copy our roof sheet. That will be the next sheet after your plan. So just copy your roof sheet and then put it here. All right. So we are going to be talking about our section view. So let's copy this and then let's put it here. All right. So we're going to be talking about the elevation. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy my elevation, these two of them, and then I will just copy them and put them here. All right. So this is what we are going to be touching, not the complete drawing. The rest of them, make sure your drawing is complete for approval. Duplex is not different, just that every other thing remains the same, so you can't be doing the same thing twice. So follow the same step, create your first sheet, your second sheet, then we'll do all of these in this point. Then you go ahead, the same step you use in creating your window schedule, ensure you create your window schedule, please. All right. The same goes for ensure that you create your location diagram. All right, so that's that. So this is what we are going to be touching. I told you guys, reason being that we've done this once before. All right, so you guys understand this from you understand how to do your location diagram, you understand how to do your site plan, you understand for bungalow, you understand this one, you understand your roof plan, you understand the section view, you understand your elevations, you understand the door and window schedule, and you understand how to place your what do you call it, sanitary drawing plugin. All right. So now for this particular duplex, where we will see the major differences is in the floor plan. We will see differences in not much difference, but our roof elevation because of the view we are drawing from, and also we'll see differences in the section view, and we'll see differences in the elevations. So that's how we pick all this shit out so that we can know what we are doing. So basically, we are working with C's views. So let's go ahead and let's start. All right. So pay a very good attention to this because this is duplex and you have to be very, very careful. All right. Because let me point this down. What you do here can affect your structural design. So I don't expect you guys to design a duplex that will be so complicated. Structural design will be so not in sight, like not feasible. All right. So I'm going to tell you guys step by step on how to design a duplex very well and make your structural design feasible. All right. So that's that. So let's go ahead and let's see what we can get done. Follow me. Okay, so for this, we are going to be starting from our ground floor plan. Let's design our ground floor plan now. So the first aspect, you are going to be thinking what will first come to your mind when a client say, hey, architect, I want a duplex. The first question is, how many bedroom duplex, please? All right. Okay, let's say I'm the architect, I'm the client, right? So let me go ahead and tell you how many duplex I want. How many bedroom duplex I want. So let's assume I want a 3-bedroom duplex. All right. I want what? A 3-bedroom duplex. So now you ask the client, what's the land size for this 3-bedroom duplex? So as usual, we are going to be going with a very critical land size. Let's say we are going with 3-bedroom duplex. 3-bedroom duplex. Let's say we are going with 75 by 50. That's not a full plot, that's 3/4 of a plot. So 75 by 50. Okay, so let's say we are going with that. So let's go ahead and let's draw our land first. This is just a sketch of the land so I can be well guided even as you go ahead designing your ground floor plan. All right, so let's go ahead and let's see. Let me draw the land. Let me go with let's see. Ensure you are drawing under layers. All right, so in case you've forgotten. So now For 50 by 100, we'll be having 15 meters by, let's say, 23.5, I think. Let's check, calculate. All right, let's just go with 75 feet, right? By 300, what would that be? Equal to that 21. Okay, 25, that's 22.5 meters by 15 feet by 300 will give us what? 15 times 300. That will give us 15. Oh, sorry, that was a mistake. So 50 feet. Remember, we're working with 50 feet by 75 feet. So 75 by 300 give us 22.5. So 50 feet by times 300, that will give us 15 meters. So we'll be having 15 meters by 22.5 meters. So what I will just do now is just to go ahead and draw my land boundary. First of all, if I draw my land boundary, I will have to take note of the fact that the way I want the building to be, is it in landscape or in portrait? So I want it to be in, let's say, can we do that landscape? Landscape will help us save more space, but it should be too tiny, it should be too small. Like, let's go with our portrait. All right, so let's just place it like this and work with that. We're having what? For the length, we're having 22,500. Then hit your tab key, that's your tab key on your keyboard, and then insert your 15 meters. Enter. All right, so we can just rotate this because we are going with what? Landscape, right? That was the plan. We planned this together, right? So we are going with landscape. So I'm going to move this and just put it here. So now I'm going to explode this so if you can select the line singly. Now this is what we are having. We're having what here? We are having 22.5 by 15 meters. So that's that. So what I will do right now is I'll convert this to, let's say, another type. All right. So this is what we are having. So first of all, you are going to take note of a few things. You're taking note of the distance of the building from the fence, from each side, all right, from this side, from this side, from this side, and also from this side. But let's start from the rear view. Remember, we are going with the most critical. So offset of what? At least 2 meters from behind, 2 meters from behind, right? So 2 meters from this other side, and 2 meters from this other side. Let's see if this will work. Okay, if it does not work, we have to readjust. Well, let's say we want, let's say we want 4 meters because of the car that we park at the approach view. Let's say we want 4 meters. Yeah, but okay, that's that. So we can just trim all around, trim all around, trim all around. Okay, so now this particular area I have now is where I'm going to place my building. So let me change the color so you guys understand properly. So this area I'm having here is what I'm going to, is where I'm going to place my building, the one with the boundary color orange. All right, so let's go ahead and let's see how we can go ahead and then design our floor plan for our 3-bedroom duplex. So the first thing I'm going to be doing something very quick, because this is a duplex. I want us to get it very clear, because this is foundation for duplex drawing, the duplex design, sorry. So we have to get it clear. All right, so I'm going to just pick one of these tests here. So I'll use one of these tests to bring out the briefing of my client. All right, so what is the brief of my client? The client say you want 3-bedroom duplex, 3-bedroom. All right, so the next thing my client wants is what? You want normally in your 3-bedroom duplex you should have what? Your dining, your main lounge, secondary lounge, and all of that. So let's go ahead and let's insert the details. Dining, we have the kitchen, right? We also have let's say laundry. In this our small land, we also have laundry. We have what again? Dining, kitchen, laundry. We have the main laundry, right? We have our ante room. We are working with the most critical. Let's see if this will work. We have the ante room, right? We have the entry porch, right? Also, we have what? We have, let's say we have secondary launch at the first floor. Okay, in this our small building. Let's give it a try. It's possible. All right. So look at it. We have our secondary launch. So this is everything we are going to place in this particular building. A 3-bedroom. All of them, they will be en suites. What I mean by en suites is that they are having their WC and shower inside. All right. So we have a dining, we have a kitchen, we have a laundry, we have a main lounge, we have an ante room, we have an entry porch, we have a secondary lounge that will be up. All right. So let's go ahead and let's see. So this is the details. So for my ground floor, by discretion, I'm going to place in one room. How many space do we have in the ground floor? We have our dining, we have our kitchen, we have our laundry, main lounge, entry porch, and ante room. It's only secondary lounge and 3-bedroom we'll be having in our hub, in our first floor. Okay, we have more of area in the ground floor. So if you add a bedroom to the ground floor, you'll be having too much space at the first floor. I don't know if you get that. We're having dining, we're having kitchen. So if you check the ratio, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they are all in the ground floor by default. All right. So we're only having 3-bedroom up plus toilet. That's, let's just say, 3-bedroom up and then a secondary lounge. That's 4. So we can't go ahead and place 1 bedroom again at the ground floor. The area, the relative area of the first floor and the ground floor, you will see that your ground floor is a way bigger if you add that 1 bedroom, and your first floor will be having just 2 bedroom, which is so awkward. So you'll not be having some spaces that you will not even touch. You'll be having too much space at the top and you've not actually even done anything. So you'll not be having extra large bedroom to cover up the spaces. No. Or at least a 3-bedroom. So you have to be very technical about it. So what I will do is I will place all 3 bedroom at the first floor and secondary lounge. So we maximize the space at the first floor. And then I'll place the dining, kitchen, laundry, main lounge, ante room, entry porch at the ground floor. So follow me very closely as I do my arrangements. All right, so you can see that duplex is a bit different, so you have to do a calculation from onset. So now let's get this going. The first thing I'm going to be doing here is just to, let's convert all of this to wall. All right, so let's convert them. Remember, we already did our wall layer, so if you've not done yours, go ahead and do yours by layer, and this by layer. So these are our wall. All right, so we can make offsets. So for our duplex, you're not going with 156 inches. No, you are going with your 9 inches wall, which is 225 mm. All right, so kindly take note. Kindly what? Take note, because that's what you are going to be working on. That's what we are going to be working on. So let's see. Let's make an offset from the beginning. All right. Okay, so the first part we're going to be drawing here is we're going to be drawing the entering porch. So that's okay. Let's do this sequentially. Okay, we're going to be drawing this. Let me just copy all of this. Copy, close, and then I'll just delete this so I can separate them for you guys so you understand. So I'll just copy this and then put it here. All right. So for the ground floor, and this one will be for the first floor, right? So for the ground floor, let me Control V So we'll be having this. All right. So now start from your entering porch. Offset of what? 225. Now you are changing the wall width. All right. So 225, 225. So for this particular one, I'm going to be going with 2.5 by, okay, let's say 2.5 by 1.5. So offset 2.5 across the width, that's across the 15 meters. So 2500 offset 2500. Okay, so 2500 across the width, right? And I'll go with 1.5 meters, 1500 across the length. So this is what we have. So let's do our offset for the walls, right? So we have this here. So I'm going to trim it, trim this and trim this. So we are done with the porch. This is our porch here. So now the next one we're going to be doing is we are going to be drawing our main lounge. All right. We're going to be doing what? We're going to be drawing the main lounge. So for the main lounge, let's make our offsets. Okay, let's leave that of the main lounge. Let's draw our ante-room first. So I'll make an offset of 2.5 meters for the ante-room. All right, and I will go with my block work 225, right? 225. So I'm going to just, since I want to go with the width of 2.5 meters again, so I can just extend this to close it up. All right, so this is now my ante-room. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to look for another way out around here. Let's say I want a bigger ante-room. All right, let me just delete all of this. So I'll make an offset of, let's say, 1.2 meters from this to 1.2. So I will draw my block work, and then I will just drag this forward and do my extension. So I'll extend this and I will trim the remaining part of the extension. So I'm going to just click this. All right, so now we are having this here. Let's measure this and let's see. 1.5. Okay, let's measure the complete and let's see. 3 point. Okay, it's not the 4 meters, so I can delete this, and then that will increase my entering port, so I can just trim this. All right, so now this is my ante-room. In your ante-room, you consider a lot of things. All right, so for my ante-room, I want to have an easy access to where we have my visitor studio, so I can make an offset behind it, 2 meters. All right, 2 meters. Then we have 225 for the block work, and then offset of width 1200. So 225. So I can go ahead and just trim this, trim and trim. All right. So actually trim that. So we're having our toilet behind it. So now what I will do now is to go with, oh, we not even had toilet in the content. So let's say visitors toilet, right? Visitors toilet. Okay. So we've done that. We are done with 3. It's remaining 4 to go. So let's go ahead and draw our main lounge. So for our main lounge, let's say we are going with it's a 3-bedroom duplex. So let's say mass, we're having 5 persons as residents. So let's say let's go with 5 meters, or let's go 4.5, any of them. All right, you can go with 4.5 or 5 meters, any of them you want to go with. So go, and then we have one. Sorry, for the block work we have 2 to 5, right? So now I can just extend this and take my measurement, because we are dealing with duplex. You don't want to be doing any kind of recession. There's too many recessions. All right, because of what you are dealing with duplex. So there will be columns running spanning from the ground floor to the top floor. So you don't want any complications or all that. So let's say we are going with let's increase this forward a bit by 1 meter. Okay. So we can extend this, and then that gives us a larger area for the main launch, right? So that gives us what? A larger, something happened just now here. Let's undo all of that. All right. So I'm going to on my orthogonal so I can move in a straight line. So we have 1 meters, right? Good. So it's now okay. So I can select this and extend easily. All right. So now what I will do here now is just to extend this wall to this point, and then I'll just trim this off. Right. So I will trim this off. So this will be my main launch. So now the next thing you're going to be thinking now, there's something we not add here again. We have our stairwell. All right. So the next thing you're going to be thinking of now is your stairwell area. All right. Where are you going to place this your staircase? Where? I'm already seeing a very beautiful place. A very, very beautiful place on my staircase. All right. So one thing you have to know about your staircase is your staircase must have access to, not necessarily must, but modern buildings most times they actually have access to the main launch. All right. And also from the rooms inside, you can actually access the staircase without coming to the main launch. So let's go ahead and let's see how we can get that done. Remember, you're still having your dining. So you have to be very, very careful the way you use your space. All right. So let's see. We have dining, we have kitchen, we have laundry to go. So let's insert that of our stairwell first, and let's see what we are having left. All right. The stairwell is very important because how are you going to get to the top without your staircase? So I'll make an offset here, and then for your stairwell, you are going to do some calculations. All right. You're going to do what? You're going to do some calculations. Now, we have to note what's the height of this particular building. That's the first thing you ought to note. What's the height of this particular building? What's the height of this building that you are working on? So the height, that is, I'm talking about the height from, let's go back to our section view here. Talking about this height, which is 3 meters, right? 3 meters. That's the height you are talking about. So you go back to your work. So we are having 3 meters from DPC level to the headroom. So now we are having a riser of 150. All right. A riser of what? 150. You might be asking, what is riser? What is riser? What is riser? All right. Let me explain to you guys what I mean. So look at it here. So this is, let's just draw a riser of 150, right? And then we'll be having a tread of 250. All right. So I'm going to copy this across. You see it, right? So now let me explain to you guys what a riser means. All right. So if you make a mirror this, you have your staircase completed. So wait, let's see. Now what I mean by riser is this is your riser. All right. This is your riser. The vertical part of your staircase is your riser. While this horizontal part is your tread, where you place your leg, then when you go up, place your leg. The riser is going towards the S direction, and the riser is going towards the Y direction. That is going towards this direction, while your tread is going towards this direction. So your tread is what take you forward, while your riser is what take you upward. All right. So remember your staircase is usually inclined at 45 degrees. So any inclination move in both directions, both your Y direction and your S direction. All right. So now this is the first flight. For your first flight of the time, when you are working with your 3 meters as headroom, it's mostly 1.5 meters. All right. So let's go and let's check. That's the what they call it. the height of your staircase before the first landing. All right, I want you to guys to understand. If you've gone to site, this will not be hard for you. But some persons here are not actually gone to site. So let me explain to you guys. So now, this is your first riser, second riser, third riser, fourth riser, fifth riser, sixth riser, seventh riser, eighth riser, right? So now it's not complete yet. To get 1.5 meters, that's the half. We are going, remember, we're working with 3 meters. So at the half interval, we're going to be having our first landing, all right? Because except you are working with a straight flight staircase, you're working with a straight flight staircase, then everything will just continue. So let's copy this and let me explain to you guys what a straight flight staircase is. So put it here, and then a straight flight staircase is just continuous. All right, is what is continuous. Then you get to the first floor. So we can just count now. 1, 2, count the risers. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's many one for it to complete. That one will come from 9. Okay, let's just say 10. All right, so we're having 10 here. So now for what do you call it, for your straight flight staircase, so you are going to just copy this and then double it because this is a straight flight staircase, so it ought to be 20. So now you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, so the 20th one, okay, this is our 20th one. So after this, you will now have a landing here. All right, so landing will be a slab that will be 150 in width. So you're having a landing here. All right, and also you'll be having your starting landing here. You get it now, right? You get it. So you have your staircase like this, right? So you see it, right? So this is your staircase. All right, so you can just complete this, just put it here. So no. So make an offset of, then in your staircase you'll be having a waist. All right, you'll be having a waist. What do I mean by waist? That waist is a slant slab, all right, that your steps, your risers and tread will be resting on. So you make an offset for the stair waist of from 150, right? So this is it. So you delete this off and then you trim this. All right, so you can see it. This is your staircase. This is a straight flight staircase. All right, this is what? A straight flight staircase. All right, so now let's talk about okay, I know what to do. I'm going to show you guys all of this later onward after this second example. That was your, it's actually called the the U-shape staircase. All right, that's what it is called. All right, so let's go. Let me show you guys how this one look like. Yeah, so you guys understand, but this is the one we're going to be using here. All right, so now talking about your U-shaped staircase, right? Talking about your U-shaped staircase, let's go ahead and let's see what we can do here. So I'm just going to use my line, draw the ground floor, and then we are going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So normally for this we are having 20, right? 1. So 150 divided by 3 meters. So the total height is 3 meters, right? So 150 divided by that 3 meters will give us what we are looking for. All right. So sorry, 3 meters divided by 150 will give us what we are looking for. So you see it, right? So this particular 3 meters you are seeing here actually is made up of all risers. You see it, right? All risers. So Now, to attain that height of 3 meters, we have to note that there will be 20 risers here to get to that height of 3 meters. All right, so now for your U-shaped staircase, you are going to be having two landings. The first one is you're going to be having the first flight landing, then you're going to be having the second flight landing. And for the first flight, this is a flight. So the first flight will contain 10 risers. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's meaning 2 to go, right? So just copy this, and then 9, and then 10. So to be having what? 10 risers, right? So making it how many? Making it 1.5 meters, making it what? 1.5 meters, half of 3 meters. So you are going to be having another one. We'll be having what? Another one. So I'm going to mirror this. So I'll mirror this. Okay. So I'm going to mirroring this, and then I'm going to make an offset from this point. We have this. So it comes like this. It means the first landing at 1.5 meters. So I'm going to offset like 1 meter here for this landing. Do you understand? So just for you to get it properly before we go ahead and put it in our drawing. All right. So I'm going to just move this a bit so I will have that flexibility. So we have 1 meters, right? Okay, so I'm just going to extend this line and make an offset of 150. So you see it, right? So this is it. So you meet the first landing, and then when you get to this place, you meet the last landing. So let's count and let's see. The last landing will take the last slab landing will take 150. So it ought to be 21 risers. All right. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you come to this point: 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we ought to be having another one here. We ought to be having another one here. Oh no. So we'll be having another one here that will lead. Okay, let's copy this. Let's copy this. Then we'll have another one here. So that will give us 21 risers plus the slab depth included. You see it, right? So now you move to this point. Let's say our slab is 1.5 meters. That's the slab depth, or let's say it's a continuous slab, not stopping at any place. So you just say, okay, just cut it so you guys understand properly. Let's say 1500. All right. So I'm going to just trim this part off. So you see it, the first flight meets its landing, and the second flight meets the final landing that will lead to other components of the first floor. All right, you can see this is how it works. So let's just complete what we've started. Let's cover this up and then come to this point, cover this up. For the waist, we are going to go with 150 for the waist. You see it, right? So for this waist, we'll go 152. And then delete all of this, delete this one here, and also you have to delete this. All right. Okay, let's see. Nope, that ought to be there. So just click this point and then okay. So you just off this twist. All right, so trim this off, then click this, extend this. So you see it, right? So this is how it goes. So you climb to this point and then you get to this point. Nope. Try to be like this. Okay. So you climb to this point and then you get to this point, and from this point you start a again. Let's see. Is it like this? I'm trying to figure it out in my head. So okay, no, it's like this because there will be a reinforcement connecting this particular slab to this second flight, taking you to the first final landing. So it will be like this. All right. So we come to this point, and then because of the connection of reinforcement, it has to be like this, and this one to like this. So for this one, make an offset. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to extend this to this point, and then that's that. All right, so you see it, right? So this is how you go about doing this. So now this is what we are having. So this is the one we are going with, your U shape. So this is the elevation view. Let's insert the plan view in our floor plan. All right, so let's go ahead and let's see how we can get that done.
All right, so now we can place our stairwell. All right, so now for my stairwell, I will have to use this location. All right, there's a reason I'm using this location. Let me tell you why. We will have a dining here. Let me check very well before I go ahead using this location. We have a dining here. There's a dining and then a kitchen. And we want our dining to be directly opposite to the main lounge. All right, so that means this is the suitable place for my staircase, and here should be my dining. All right, so I'm going to make an offset and create my staircase in this particular area. So for my staircase, it depends on the width we are going with. If we are going to go with the width of 1.2 for your staircase, let's draw it first. Now we'll be having what? Let's draw our steps first. We have 1200 for the first flight width. Then for the first flight, we're having how many? 10, right? So we're having 10 at 250, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's more than 10. So let's delete 1. You are counting the line because the line represents the risers. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so you just join them together and then you join this together. So you go ahead and make an offset for your landing. Your landing is 1 meter in width. Remember this one here, 1 meter in width. All right, so you go with 1 meter. So you extend this and this, right? So we have this one. We'll be having a little space in between both flights. All right, so I'm going to just make an offset of 2.5 meters instead of 2.4 meters. Remember, this one is 1.2 plus 100 plus another 1.2. All right, so let's do that. That's 2.5 meters. So 2.5 meters, and then extend, then you trim this, and then you're going to copy this one and place it at the end. So you copy this particular line and place it here. So that's that. You see it, right? But now you will see that it's 20 on the dot. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. But it's not 20. We're having our second landing here. So the landing will have its own height. So you have to make an offset of your last floor. All right. So the last floor, this one is 20. So it ought to be 21. Let's count and let's see.
Okay, it's okay, don't worry, it's okay. Let's see. 1, 2 is 20 at this point. So you climb again to the next. But if you view from the top, you're having a okay, yeah, correct. So let me make an offset there of 150 to make it a total of sorry, not 150, 250, right? That's what we're working with. 250 for the thread. We have this, so you make and you extend this to this. Cool. So now let's count and let's cross check. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We are counting the thread. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Let's count this. 1. That's we're counting the thread, alright? Not the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This one will be 10 or 11. Okay, let's not select that one. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. You see it, right? So that's why it's complete. So we can go ahead and see. So now, total width of our staircase is what? 2.5. So you need approximately 2.5 here to get what you want. Alright, so you make an offset of 2.5. Just follow me very, very closely, alright? 0, 0, and then you make an offset for the block work, which is 225. Alright, so you just extend this particular wall to this, extend this to this, and then trim every other part off. Alright, so you trim all of this away. So now I'm going to, for the length, let's measure the longest, and let's see, we are having this here 3.5 meters. So I need a total of 3.5 meters, but I'm going to add a little space because of, I'll explain to us. I'll add 1 more meters, alright, so make it 4.5. Alright, so this is it. So I'll make an offset of 225, right? So this is it. So I will extend this, then we have it here. So when we are placing everything, I'm going to explain to you why I added 1 meter to it. Alright, let's go ahead and do our sketch and be done. So now from the plan that we have now, we are going to be having what? Our dining here, right? So let's make an offset of 3 meters for dining. Let's see where 3 meters get to. 3 meters. What's happening? 3 meters, not enter. Okay, so this is where the 3 meters got to. Let's measure and let's see what we are having there. We are having 1.4. So we can add 225 to it and let's see what we get. So let's measure. So that's 2.5 for our block work. So we have 1.175. It's okay. So now I'm going to make an offset of 3 meters again. Alright, to cover this place up. Oh no. Offset 3, enter. Alright, so for the block work, alright, so I'm going to trim this one away. So now I will trim this one away. So from my dining, it will lead to my kitchen, right? So I'll make an offset for the kitchen first. So let's go 4 meters for the kitchen. So I'll make an offset of 4 meters, then the block work. Alright, so now for this, let me see what we can do. Let me extend this a bit. Let me cover this up. Alright, so now I can freely trim all of this away and keep my boundary in check. Alright, so now we have our kitchen here. So it's time to insert Wow, 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 wow. We can't put our kitchen there because our plan is what? Okay, we have our laundry, ante room. It's just mainly only laundry to go. We can't put our kitchen there. Let's do some readjustment. All right. So the building will end up becoming very small and we use less space. All right. So now let's insert our kitchen in another way. All right. Let me check. Okay. Okay. Let's insert kitchen. Let's insert our store. All right. Kitchen store 1200 1225, right? So insert it there and then select, make an offset of 2 meters for the store length, 225 for the block work as usual. So I'm going to trim I'm going to trim this away, delete this, and then I'm going to trim this. All right. So now that's that. So I'm going to measure and see what we are having here left. We have 775. We have what? 775. Okay. It's too small. So let me make an offset of 1, 2 to this direction, and then 2 to 5. I want to change the orientation of the store to landscape or portrait, depending on the view that you are viewing from. So I'm going to delete this. And then I will just trim this off, and then I will delete all of these and make an offset of 2 meters towards, yeah. So we have in 2 to 5, 2 to 5, right? So I'll make an offset, and then I'll click this, extend all of these, and then I will trim this. All right, so I'm going to just drag this forward and extend this, and then click this to extend this, and then I'm going to trim this. So this will now be a lobby leading my dining to my kitchen directly, and in between you'll be having a store space. All right, so let's make an offset for the kitchen now. Let's go with the width first because we are not going to go with that orientation again. Let's go with the width first. We have 3 meters for the width, then 2 to 5. All right, so this is it. Even the width is even too much. Okay, I just want to see something. Let me see. Okay, no problem. So I'll go with that, and then I'm going to just extend this. All right, and then I'll trim it. I'll trim this. Just try to trim this and make an offset of 4 meters. So I will offset this, and also I'll now be having what? So make an offset of 2 to 5, right? 2 to 5 for this, and extend this, right? So now I'm going to cover this place up, extend it, cover, click this, and cover. Let's say, okay. So I'm going to click this and then cover it up and then trim this. So now I can have my laundry. Okay, let's see. Okay, this lobby is not too big for us to need the ventilation that much, so you can actually cover this place up, extend this to this, and then we'll make an offset for the laundry. Let's say we are going with 2.5 for the laundry. All right, so now go with 2.5 for the laundry, right? So let's say we are going with 3 meters. Offset for laundry 3 meters. So make the offset and then your block work. Alright, and then just cover this up. Alright, so you can just trim this away. So now this space we both act as our porch for both the laundry and the kitchen. So let me go ahead and just draw it so both can access the porch. So I'll make an offset of, let's say, 3 meters too. So let's see whether we get us to, okay, almost intact. Okay, let's make an offset of 2 meters because it's still having more width. Let's make it too big. So we'll be having 225, right? So now that's that. So you click this and then extend this, then you can just trim them out. So you can see it. Kudos. We are done with the ground floor plan, having everything intact. Alright, so let's confirm, let's check. Store. We have kitchen, store to the kitchen. You can access the store, the kitchen. From the kitchen, you can access the store to this place. About dining, we can access the kitchen through the dining. We have our main lodge. You can access the dining through our main lodge. We have an ante room, the same. Visitor toilet, the same. Stairwell, access the stairwell through both the lobby and also, okay, let's say just from the main lounge. The space here for us. So that's that. So everything is intact. So we can go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and clean our work up. All right. Okay, so now we can actually comfortably shift this backward a bit because you can see that we actually use more space. So just shift it back and then we'll be having it there. All right, so that's that. So we have more space at the front for parking of cars and any other thing that might best suit the taste of your client. So use this front for. So now let's go ahead and clean our work. So we are going to clean all of these off, then clean all of these. So the same way you did for the bungalow, you clean all of them up. Okay, so you clean this up, clean this up, and clean this up, and clean this one up, then clean this up, clean this, clean this, clean this. So you just clean this, clean this. Alright, so you clean this up, you clean this up, clean this up, you clean this up. Then you clean this up, you clean this up, you clean this up. The same goes for this until the end. Okay, so you have this one too. Okay, yeah. So just remaining little to go. So you clean this one up, clean all of. Okay, you did something there. Alright, so you clean this up, you clean this up, then you clean all of these up. So you are done cleaning up. There's something I told you guys in the bungalow that you have to take note of. My kitchen is also having 3. Now, the first entrance from the dining, this place, and second entrance from the lobby, this place, and third exit. Our third door will be at this place for the exit. Alright, so let's clean this place up. So take note of that. Also, the same thing goes for your laundry. You have an entrance and have an exit towards this porch. So that's that. So let's go ahead and let's copy our doors to this place. That's the component we need in working. So let's copy this. All right. Yeah. So that's it there. That's it there. Okay. Let's check it out. So before we actually go ahead and start design putting our component and all of that, let's design our first floor plan first. All right, so when we are done with our first floor plan, we can go ahead and start putting our components. All right. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and complete this up. We ought to have our arc symbol here, right? So go ahead and ensure that that is done. So let's go select the arc layer. and then use your line tool. Then we have one here, and then we have another here. So go to your entering porch, do the same thing. You have one here, and then you have another here. So you make an offset for your arc width or your beam width, which is 225. Then this here, the same go with this, and the same go with this. All right, so that is that. So now what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to create another wall layer for my first floor. This is my ground floor. We can use the white wall for the ground floor, and to further show some distinction, I'm going to be using another color for the first floor. So what I will do now is go to my layer and then just click my wall, then create a duplicate file, then name it as wall 2. So everything about this wall is the same with this. All right, so what we just changed here is just the color. So for the color, I can actually just go with let's say a green color. All right, so I can go with the green color, and that's that. So now we have this here. What I will do first is I'll copy this. I will do what? I'll copy this to a particular place and start working on it. So we have this one here. So these are our stairwell. These are our dining, right? So what I will do now, imagine you are seeing this and you want to draw in accordance. What you start with is draw the boundary around your ground floor first. All right, so I'm going to draw the boundary using my wall 2. So I have my wall 2 here. I'm going to just go ahead and draw all the boundaries I want to draw. So I have a boundary here. So this is my boundary around my what? First, my ground floor. So remember that we're trying to attain that of the first floor, right? So these are the boundaries that we are having, right? So these are the boundaries that we are having. Okay, let me undo. Let me use my polyline to do that. Let me use polyline so we can easily offset it if you want to. So just go ahead and do the same thing I did earlier on. So just go ahead, complete it up, and then okay. So now, yeah. So you can see the effect of polyline now. I can easily select this particular line I just drew, so I can make an offset of 225 across all region. All right. So I'm having my boundary wall already for the first floor. So what I will do now is I'm going to locate where I have the staircase. All right, that's the next thing you're going to do. But before I go that particular location, I will exclude all of this to make it selectable singly. So exclude them and make them selectable. They like make them become lines that you can select singly. All right, so we have this here. So I'm going to create this. So I'm going to draw a line for this. So we're having a compulsory enclosure here. So I want you to follow me very closely. All right, I want to do what? Follow me very, very closely because it's very important you do. All right. Okay. We're having our stairwell here, right? Hmm, something is missing here, but we'll get it right. Hmm, go back to let's go back to the floor plan. This particular place we are having here now, I think, okay. Let's see. Let's see. We're having this space here, right? That means we have to flood this particular, what do they call it? This main lodge very well. So light from this place can enter into um the staircase. Or what we can also do is we can actually just let's remove this. All right, let's remove this for our own sake. Or is there any other way out? Hmm. Let me see. All right. Okay. Okay, let's leave it like that. There must be a way out. All right, let's leave it like that. So now you just go ahead and then complete this. So there'll be a way out to bring out our ventilation there, but there must be ventilation for the staircase. All right, so let's just complete this to this point, to this point. So we can click this and then do our extend. All right, so we are having this here. We have visitor toilet at the ground floor at this point, right? So these are our first floor now. All of them with green line, they are representing your first floor walls. All right, guys. So let's see. There's something I'm actually trying to check here ever since, but it's looking like this will not work. All right, that means we have to re-modify this particular area to ensure that there's enough lighting for the staircase. All right, so I'm just going to click and then hide all my ground floor. All right, so let me do some editing. Just move this to a particular place. Just move this one to a place and then put everything on back and delete this one. So go back to your work. We need to do some editing. So I'm going to trim this. All right, so I'll trim this one and then I will just trim this one off and select all of this. Enter to erase. And then select this, delete it, and then I will extend this to this. All right, I will do what? I will extend this to this. Okay, so now let's reduce this particular porch to make it aligned or either a little closer to the exterior wall of our staircase. So I'm going to just shift this a bit by 500. All right, so you can go ahead and just, let me see. We still need a little adjustment, so just move again by 250. So it's not be too far. If it's too far, it's be awkward, a bit awkward. So let's just leave it like this. My people be asking, why don't you just make it straight? So I think that's best. So let's make it straight. All right. Okay, there's no need for that little recession. So let's make it straight. Okay. Now, so we are going to move this likewise. Move to this point. All right. So we can go ahead and trim all excesses. So trim, then trim. So trim and clean the work. Okay. So now we're having this. All right. So now I think it's okay now. Right. So what we'll do now is just to go back and start again because we've checked and we saw that what we are doing we may not actually get us the result we want because our staircase is not flooded, it's not having much ventilation. So and to be an open space which we need a very long window. All right, so that's why I had to go back and just edit it back. All right, so delete this and let's copy the staircase again. So this is what happens in design. So you have to cross check before uh, before you just say you are done with it. All right, because this is a duplex. So I think we are cool with this now. So now the same method, let's go ahead and draw our wall too. So now I'm going to be drawing an overlay, as I said earlier. So we are making comparison with the ground floor because there's a rule that your wall must not be far away from your beam. Your wall must be at least 600 mm away from your beam. All right. So if you are placing a wall, it's either you place it on top of this wall for your first floor, or you place it at least 600 away from this wall. All right. So that's from any wall here. So if you're placing any wall here, it should be 600 away from that wall. All right. That's the rule. So we are going to go with that and apply by rules. So now I'm going to draw the exterior wall as usual. Okay. So this one is not in alignment. We'll come back there. Let me just shift it now. Move this to this point. Okay. Mm, Start poly line again. Okay. Just watch very closely. All right. I believe you are going to get it straight. Okay. Okay. So we have this here, right? So now let's make an offset of what? 225, right? Okay. So now I can go ahead and click these two lines and explode them, right? So now I'm going to just leave it like this first. All right. So there are a few things since our staircase is intact. We can start from anywhere now. There are a few things we have to consider before we start. We don't have visitors toilet here anymore. That's quite observed. We don't have visitors toilet here anymore. So what I will do now is to create my visitors toilet. So let me go back to the floor plan and then let me measure this place. We are having how many here? 6 meter, right? So I can take 1.2 meter from it. All right. Then 225. See it right. I make an offset of let's say 2.3 meters because of my door. Let's see if it's enough. Measure, check, it's enough. It's not still enough. I don't want it to be outside. No problem. Let's make it 2.5. 2.5 will not still be enough. Then it will be too much. Okay. We can put it beneath our landing here. This is our anti room. We need a visitor's toilet here. So let's delete this. Let's delete that. Let me see. Mm, Let me see what an offset of 2.7. That's what we need. Okay, let me see. This is what we need to get our door here. Yeah. To get this door here, we need an offset of at least 2 points. 2 points. Okay, we can say 2.5. So offset of 2500 from this point. So just drag this one here and do your measurement again so you get your door right. Okay, our door is right now, so I can make an offset of let's say 225 for the block work, right? A block log and then offset of 1.2 meters. It will now be okay. So for the block work, we go with 225, 225, right? So we'll now go ahead and trim all of this. Alright, so we can't leave it behind. We need our visitors toilet. So now here we have. So we have it here intact. So just copy this and move it into Why is this moving forward? Okay, so move it into copy. We just use this point as reference point and then we place it back here. All right, so I'm going to trim this. I'm going to also, okay. So now that's that. So let's look at it very, very well. And then we need 3 bedroom here and a secondary lounge, right? So the first thing I'm going to be doing here is to determine if this particular main lounge, is it going to be open all through to the roof, or we are going to be having a slab covering this particular main lounge area. For me, I would like my main launch to be open all through. All right, so I want it to be open all through. So I will just be having from here, I will just be having a slab coming outside. Okay, let's just draw. Okay, let's deal with this first. So for me, I will just be having a slab coming outside, right? Or any way we can. Like this, like this, like this. Okay, so now I'll just go with another type of line for this. Let me see something. An offset of, let's say, 1.2 meter. All right. Then another offset of 1.2 meter from this other hand. That's this point here. So this point here will now intersect at this point. So I'll convert this to my green wall, right? Because that's we are trying to get the extrusion slab. So now this is my extrusion slab. All right, so this slab will extrude into the sitting room, and then you now have our main lounge here. So I want you to understand something. All right, you see that what we are working on, the ground floor is having the white wall. So all the white wall you are seeing right now here is the ground floor. So this one now is at the top. So you'll be having a slab extruding from this particular point. Don't worry, you understand. Let's complete it. I will explain when we are done. All right, so I will not explain half work and you are trying to imagine what I'm trying to explain. All right, so I'm going to complete this. So now we'll be having our secondary launch here. So I'm just going to go ahead and then insert that right away. We'll be having what? Our secondary launch in this particular area. All right, so we are done with our setting. Let's just drag this. So we have it here. So offset of what? 225. Offset of 225. Right. Okay. So now we'll be having it here. So I can go ahead and draw my demarcation. So draw demarcation and make an offset of 225 once again. Yep. So like now, this is it here. So we can go ahead and then complete all others. Just draw. Follow me very, very closely. So I'm going to trim all of this and trim all of this. Okay. So you watch again. So everything is now intact. We have our stairwell, we have our secondary launch, we have access. This particular lobby here is an access to this particular secondary launch and access from this lobby. So what I will do right now is just to bring out my 5 bedroom, my 3 bedroom, sorry. So I'll bring it out. Okay. So let's bring that out. I'm already seeing it here, so let's just follow the same way, a pattern that will give our structural design more solidity. So 225 and bring this. Okay, so we are having this here too. This offset of 225. Let's delete this offset of what? 225. So 1 year, then 1 year, and then we're going to extend this particular line to this point. So let's measure and let's see what we've done. We have what here? 3 meters. Okay, let's see. We have 3 meters here. Okay, what we'll do here now, others will be okay. Let's check this one too. So we'll be very, very sure what we are doing. We have how many here? 3 meters here too. So all we'll do, we'll increase this by 600 from this exterior wall to make it a cantilever. All right, I don't know if that will be best. So I will click these two lines, this wall here, and then I will set by 600 away from the exterior wall to form a cantilever. So move by 600, right, to form a cantilever, and then I can easily extend all of this, extend, and also I will click this line, drag it forward, and then extend them. All right, so now I can just trim all of these off, trim them, trim them, trim them. All right, so we come here, trim. So this is it. We're now having what, 3.6 meter. Yep. So now you come to this point again, click this wall, and then move by, let's say, 600 too. All right. So you can now extend all walls to this wall. So extend all walls to this wall, and then you can trim. So you see it, right? So that is that. So now what you are having now, we are good to go. What we just need to do is just to bring out our toilet from each room, and then that's that, we are fine. So we have our toilet from this point, offset of what? Let's make it from this point, offset of what? 1.2 meters from this. Okay, this one is not complete, so let's complete it. Extend. Yep. So now offset of 1200. Right, 1200. Cool. Okay, so 225. So let's measure what we have remaining. If you remove the toilet, so we having 3.3 remaining. Let's see this one. This one you have 5.25. Remove 1.2, you'll be having, okay, this one is okay. So this one that will be having a little space. So we have to add 300 cantilever here to get 3.6 by 3.6. I don't know if you can follow me. Follow me very, very closely. All right. So now make having an offset of 2 meters, right? 225. You see it, right? So we'll trim this and delete this off. So as regard this, we'll not be having 3.6. We're having 3.3 here now, so we have to make it 3.6. So I'll click this wall and then move forward a bit by 300, just what we need. All right. So I can just click this and then extend it. You see it, right? So that's that. So you see it. So we'll go ahead and create our toilet for this. Make an offset from either point. Let's say from this point, 1200. All right. Make an offset from this point. Delete this one off. Okay, so extend this to this point and make an offset of 225, 225. All right, so now from this point, make an offset of 2 meters, 2 meters, then 225. All right, so you can just trim all of these and then delete this line. Okay, so we are having everything intact, so we have to do the same for this particular room, but we've not actually measured this room to know what we are having here. We are in 4 meters by 3 meters. Wow. We also need to make this one bigger. So let's click this wall and then move forward by 600. That will be forming another cantilever there, and the same goes for this place. Move forward by 600, forming another cantilever. So we have to get what we are doing. So now, so you extend this. We are designing a 3-bedroom duplex. So you're going to trim this off and then select all of these. This. All right. So now we can just easily draw our toilet. So we have 1, 2. Let's say it's coming from this end. All right. 1, 2. Then our block work width 1, 2, and then offset for the length of the toilet 2 meters. All right, so 225. You see it, right? So I'm going to click this and then I will just extend all of this and trim this, so we are good to go. All right, so let's see our measurement and see what we got. We have 3.175. That's way too small. 3.175. Okay, let's leave it like that. Let's see the length. 3.67. 2.1. So okay, the problem, let's leave it like that. All right, so we are good to go. So now we are going to separate the ground floor from the first floor. All right, how do we do that? I will just put off my ground floor. I'll put up my ground floor from this drawing. See, try, so I can just copy this or move it totally to another place and put on my ground floor. So I can delete all of this because we are done with it. So this is now my first floor. So you can see that we had to draw the first floor using what? The ground floor, which is very, very important. So you have to overlay, check them, draw them relatively with each other because they are together. All right, so let's go ahead and let's complete our work and just clean it up. All right, let's clean it up. Extend this, then I'll just trim all of them to clean them up as usual, right? So you just clean all of them up. So I'm gonna clean this up. You're having a line here. Can build it. So I'll trim all of this. So to keep my work clean. So I'll delete this and then click this to extend. Right. So I'm going to trim this. Okay. So I will trim this and trim this and trim all of this away. So trim all of this away. Trim and then trim. All right. So you trim this. You trim all of this. Okay. So now we are having what we need completely. This. Okay. So now we are having what we need completely. All right, but there's something left. What is that thing? I'm going to tell you guys what is left. We need a porch, particularly from this secondary lounge, that's the primary lounge, to this. From this primary lounge, we need a porch that you have access from the primary launch to the porch directly. All right, so we're going to measure first. Let's measure and see what we are having there. All right, so we have 4225. So for this, I'm going to just make an offset, a cantilever at the front too. All right, I'm going to do what? Okay, so I'm going to just trim this away, and then I'll make an offset of 600 from this point. So I'll now have 225. Okay, so I can delete this off and just click this line, drag forward, and extend all other line to it. All right, so I'm going to trim this, then trim, and then trim, and then trim. So I'll do likewise here. Trim, delete, trim. Okay, so I'm going to make an offset of, let's say, 1.2 meters. All right, then for the block work, okay, so I'm going to close this place up, and then I will close this place up, then come to this point. I can leave this one like this. All right, so I'm going to just, what I'm going to do here is just to close this place up. Right, so I can come to this point and just use my B arrow to break this line away because I want to convert this to my porch. Remember? So we're having porch here. So I'm going to trim this away. All right, so just select it and convert your hack. Yep. So you see it. So the same goes for this. I'm going to just B arrow, or you can just trim and then B arrow to break the other line away. So click and drag. And then we are having this here converted back to hash. So you see it, right? So that's that. So you're having your main, your primary launch, your secondary launch. Then from secondary launch, you access your porch. So from this porch at the first floor, you're able to see outside the floor, the ground floor, and all of that. So that's how you go about this. So just go ahead and clean your work. It's time to start inserting our components. All right. So that's that. So I'm going to just convert this back. Just convert, just go ahead, click the layer. You can see how important layer is now. I just convert this directly from this point to white color, so everything will be white. You see it, right? That's what we are done. These are first floor and these are ground floor, right? So I'm going to just move this a bit away, and then I'm going to move this towards this to be together. So you see it, right? So my first floor and this is my ground floor. What? My first floor, this is my first floor and this is my ground floor. So we're also going to be creating an access from, break this line, make the staircase. So from here you access the lobby from the staircase. All right, so let's make this totally opened. All right, so I'm going to break this line, break, and then select all of these, convert them to arc. So we'll be having a totally open point, so you can easily access without even opening any door. All right, so I want to make it as easy as possible. So look at it here. So you can just access it without opening any door there, right? So that's that. So let's go ahead and insert our staircase. Just rotate it to the orientation that we already designed with. That's the orientation that we planned from the onset. So I'm going to rotate this. Put this on. Let me see. So I'll select all of these and then I'll just move or copy. Let's see if it is here. I want it to be Let's see. Let me use my staircase for the major example. Alright, so I actually want it to be okay. So my slab will come to this point. Don't worry, let's not waste too much space. So I can copy this to copy, and then I'm going to just put it here. Alright, so what I will do next is just to create my layer for staircase. So I'll just say staircase, right? Let me convert it to a different color with this continuous. Okay, our line weight to be having 0.2, so just click that and then we are good to go. All right, so now I'll select all of this and insert it under staircase. This is right, so select all of these two and insert it under your staircase layer. You see it, so that's that. So now let's go ahead and place our general component. So I'm just going to move all of this to where I have my floor plan for easy access. All right, so the first thing I'm going to be doing here is just to create an opening for the door and also an opening for the door in the first floor. Opening for the door for the doors in the ground floor and also an opening for the doors in the first floor. All right, so you can see what we are talking about here. This is a slab. This slab will come out to this point. All right, so I can have access at the first floor. From here you can see the ground floor, you can see the main lounge underneath it, and then from this point you will have access to this point, and from here you have access to this point. So let's use our doors so we understand better. Okay, so now let's start by creating opening for the doors as usual. So I'll just start from, let's start from this point. Depend on you, it's your choice. So this is a room, we're going with 900, right? So let's open this up. What's that? Sorry, it's a kitchen. Sorry for that. So this is a kitchen. So I'll go with this point 900 here too. Okay, so an offset of 900 from this point. So I'm just trim this. Same goes for this, but for this, I'm just going to be having. Should we put a door here? Let's choose. Let's not put a door here. Right, so let's not put this door here. Let's put it directly to the dining. So this door will be here. All right, so let's insert the door here. Offset of. Okay, so we are going to make an offset for a door here, right? So for the door, we'll make an offset here. So I'm going to trim this, right? So now we are going to be having something here. But let's extend this line and then trim it. We're going to also have something here. And what is that? We're going to be having our hack here because sorry, no, that's on it. So let's undo. That's not where we have our hack for the dining. Okay, so we're going to be having our hack for the dining here. All right, so it might be asking to undo. You can just do that using your Control Z. All right, so now I'm going to be placing my arc here. So you go locate your arc and then start drawing. So place one here and make an offset of 225, right? So that's that. So now okay, I'm not done. So I'm going to place a door at this point towards the lobby, right? Let's go back to our wall layer, make it current. So offset of what? 900. So I'm going to trim this away. All right, so come back here. We're having our laundry here. So make an offset of 900. So I'm going to trim this away. All right, so we still have another one here. I'm going to make an offset of 900 from the kitchen to the porch. We have a door there, right? So from the laundry to the porch, same. We also have a door there, right? So I'm going to trim this. So trim this. All right. So go back. We'll be having an opening here from the ante room, right? So we'll be having an open here. Delete. Okay, convert this so you don't have to be doing it again. So offset of what? 225. 225. All right. So now you're going to be having a double door here of what? 1.2 1200 1200. Enter. Okay, so I'm going to just trim this. All right, so from this point, either this point or this point, we can have okay, let's use this point. We can have that of the toilet. All right, let's put it. All right, so for the toilet, let's put it here. All right, offset of 750 for toilet, remember? So now for the store here, let's go with a door of 750 offset. No, let's not put a door here. Let's put a door here. All right. So offset of what? 752 to trim. Enter. So that's that. So now you are done with the ground floor. Let's go ahead and do the same for the first floor. All right. So you're going to just go with for the room, we'll be having 900, right? Then for this other room, we'll be having 900 for the door. So trim. So for this other last room, we'll be having what? 900, offset of 900 for this particular door here. All right. So for this lobby, oh, the door cannot be there because of this door coming like this. So let's put this door here. All right. Offset of what? 900, right? So I'm going to trim this. And then I will have an offset of 900 here too. 900. So I will trim this and also I will trim this. Delete that. Okay. So you see it, right? So now I'm going to be having an offset of, let's say, 900 here too. All right. 900 here. So I'm going to trim it. So you see it. So I'm going to have an offset from the main launch to the balcony, that's your porch outside. All right, so you can see what we are having here. So we have access to this room, to this room, to this room, access to this lobby from this lobby, access to this lobby from this lobby here. So we having secondary room access to the porch from secondary main launch, sorry, access to the secondary main launch, and also second access from the secondary main launch to the first floor porch. All right. So now we are going to just create the door access for the toilet as usual. So for toilet, we are going with what? 750, right? 750. So we just place it and then we trim. For each toilet, you are going what? 750. So you just place it and then make an offset, right? So you can just trim this. So for this one too, we have 750 here. Okay. Yeah. So we are done with the doors generally. So let's go ahead and let's start doing that of the window. So for the window, I'm just going to go ahead and start creating my opening. So in this point, we have one here. So I'm going to make an offset of 500. I'm going with the 1 meter window. All right, so 500 here and then 500 here. So I'm going to delete this, and then I will create my opening. So we are having another here, offset 500 by 500. So I'll delete this, and then I'm going to create my opening. So we come to our dining, offset of 500 by 500. So I will create my opening here. So the same goes for this. For this, we can just go with, let's say, both edges. Right. So these are main launch. So to be carrying 4, so we can go with 1 meter from all the ends. All right. Okay. For this other end, let me move it a bit forward by 300 mm. For this end too, a bit forward by 300 mm. Right, so I can just trim and trim, and then I will trim this, and then I'm going to trim this. All right. So now let's do that of the anti-room. So an offset of 500 to both sides to give us the total of 1 meters. All right. Total of 1000 mm. So I'm going to trim this. So now here comes the what? Here comes the staircase. So I'm going to just locate midpoint, and then I will go with 1 meter too, but some will be very, very long. All right. So for the elevation, it will be very long. All right. So I'm just going to delete this, and then I will trim it. All right. So now there's something we'll not do here. I'm just saying it. So let's create our opening. That's our opening for this particular point. So I'm going to make an offset of 1 meters for this opening. It's not a door, just an opening towards the staircase. All right. So our staircase now, this one, if you see it properly, this is the second flight. This one will be above this one. All right. So this is this flight here. This one here is not on the ground floor, so you can easily access this one here that is at the other hand. So this one here, this one that is close, that is on the ground, is this one here. All right. Why this longer one is this one here? So that one will be at the top. So that means you are going to walk directly into this point and then start from here, walk like this, and then you come up. All right. So and then you come up. You see it, right? And then you come up, you see it. So you walk like this, and then this up. You get it? So that is that. So I'm going to leave this and leave that other one there. Let me edit it a bit and just shift forward. Okay. So you're walking like this upward. So you're walking towards the direction and then walk like this upward. So there will be a space here because this particular flight will be higher than this flight. All right. So now there'll be no door here, remember? So we're just going to place our hack there. So let's go with okay. So an offset of 2 to 5 as usual for the block width. So that's that. So now for our for our laundry, let's go with, let's say, okay. So let's go with, let's say, offset of same 1 meter. All right. So I'm just going to trim this away. All right, so we are done with the ground floor window opening. So let's do, okay, we're not done. Let's do that of the toilet. So this here. So I'm going to trim this, and then an offset of 600 as usual, right? So create the opening, trim. So you come to this place, we have this here. So 300 to both sides. 300 to both sides. So I'm going to trim this. And then we don't have any here again. So let's create the opening for this particular first floor plan. So opening this here, we have another here offset of what? 500 to both sides, right? So we have this here, and then come to this point, we have this here. So we can delete the our source line. So we can now trim this and trim this. So now for the toilet, we'll be having, okay, let's do all the rooms. So I don't have to be creating too many offset figure. So now we have 1 meter here to right, and then okay, so I can make an offset to both sides of 500, and then the same goes for this place, 500 to both sides, to make it a total of 1 meter. So I can now trim all of these away. You see it, right? So now for this point, everything remains the same. This is your staircase. So the window in the staircase will span upward, all right, to the first floor, all right, from the ground floor to the first floor. So I'm just going to trim this. So for this main launch, I'll also have like 2 of those kind of window, and this secondary launch, sorry. So I'll have to make an offset of 1 meter from this point. So I'll just trim this, and then I will trim this. Then I have to just ensure that I have 1 window here. All right, so now I have this. So I will now trim this, right? So for this particular one, you see this window we have here, these 2 windows, they are spanning from the ground floor to the first floor. Take note, please. All right, same goes for this. They are spanning from the first floor to the ground, from the ground floor to the first floor. All right, same goes for all of them. They are spanning because you're having an open space. All right, you're having what? A void here. So what you will do now is just to copy this particular opening. Don't worry, just follow me. Copy this opening, copy this one. Let's not copy this one, copy this one, copy this one, copy this, and then copy this, and then copy this. So I'm just going to copy it, pick this point as our reference point. Select them again. All right, so copy. Let's pick this point as our reference point. So I'm just going to put it here, and then we can just easily trim them, having the same opening we have for the ground floor, because it's the same launch. All right, just that this one will be void. So I can go ahead and put my void sign using my 0 layer void sign, right? So put it completely. So these are void sign, showing that it's a void here. All right, so I will not forget that. So now let's go back to our wall layer, then create window for this particular room. Let's make it 2. Offset of what? 1 meter from both ends. All right, so 1 meter from both ends. I'm going to trim this, and then I will trim this. Okay, so we are done with the windows for the whole room. So let's do the window for this toilet, and then this one, and then this one. So an offset of what? 300 to both sides, right? 300 to both sides. 300 to both sides. Right, so I'm going to delete this and then create the opening as usual. So I'm going to just create the opening, delete this. So the same goes for this. Create the opening and then delete this line. All right, so everything is now intact. It's time to start placing our window and door components. All right, so right about now, let's start by adding the doors, right? So we have all our door components here. So let's start from which of them? Let's start from this one. All right, so I want the orientation to be inside. So I'll go ahead and select that kind of dot type that we give us the kind of orientation we want. All right, so I'm going to copy this, copy, and then I'm going to place that here. Oh nope, that's not what I actually wanted. Okay, let me just mirror it here directly. All right, so I can easily select this and mirror. Okay, so I can mirror this and then take this off. So this is the orientation I actually wanted. So now we have another here, which is what, 900, right? We also have another here, 900. So I'm going to insert this, copy. So I'm going to insert this one here. All right, so we have another here, and then we have another facing this particular direction. So I will look for that orientation, then I'll go with this, copy. Oh nope, copy. Then I'll just copy this and place this one here. Okay, as you can see, it's obstructing the window. So what I will do right now is just to mirror it outside and just leave it like that. All right, any of them will work. Okay, so we are having we have another door here. So let's pick an orientation that best suits that particular door category. So we're gonna place this one here. So for this one, I think this one will best suit it too. So I'll just copy this door orientation and then I'll use it here too. All right. So let's check again and let's see. We have another here. We have another here. So this one we best use that place. So I can copy this particular door we placed here, and then I'm going to put it here. All right. So that's that. So the one that is left for us to place now is the toilet and also our entering door. So let's place that of our entering door. That's for the ground floor. So let's place our entering door. So we have it here. So I'm just going to paste that. Yeah. Okay. So now let's place that of the toilet. So I'll go to the area where I have my toilet door. We are going with this first. So the orientation I best shoot it. That's what we are going with. So I'll go with this one. So this orientation best fits my description. So I'm going with this for this. And then for this, let's go with the orientation that best suits it. I think this one suits it. So I'm going to just copy this and then I'll just put it here. Oh no, I have to mirror this, or let's just delete it and go with the orientation that will work. Okay, so there's it here. So I'm going to copy this, right? Copy this, then I will put it here. All right, so that's that. We have our store door placed, we have our visitors toilet door placed, and all other door placed. All right, so let's do the same for the first floor. Place all the doors. All right. Okay, so now let's just see. Okay, so let's start placing that of the first floor. All right, so I'm just going to go with the rooms first. So I will copy this particular door and place it at this place where it best fits. All right, so let's go with this now. I'm going to copy another this door orientation for this place. All right, so for this I'll go with another door orientation. Let me look for the one that, okay, yeah, this. So I have this one here, right? So then I will have another door here and another door here. So let me pick the best orientation for that. So that's this one. So I'm going to copy it, and then we have it here, another in this place. So I'm just going to copy this, and then I'm going to put it there. All right, so now let's do, okay, we have another one here waiting for us. Let's put this one too. Okay, so let's put this one. So I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to put it here. All right, so that's that. What is left? Okay, let's do that of the toilet. All right, so I'm just going to, we have this one here. Let me pick the best orientation for this one. So let's go with this orientation. All right, so we have it here, and then another this orientation. So let me pick the one that will best fit that particular part. So I'm going to copy this. Okay, so I'm going to copy this one here. Okay, so now obviously we are done placing the door. Let's place that of the windows. All right, for the windows, I'm just going to just copy all of my windows from this place. I'm just going to put it here. All right, so I can have easy access to them. So we have mostly 1 meters here. So I'm going to just do that of the 1 meter. Let me go with the horizontal aspect first. All right, so I'm going to copy this and do that of all the horizontals. Oh, this 2 to 5. I have to do some adjustments to them. All right, so before I go ahead and use the window, I will have to do what? Some adjustments. So let me check which kind of adjustment are we going to do. Let's say, let's do some calculation. 2 to 5, 2 to 5 divided by 150. So we're having 1.5, right? Okay. So now, what we have here right now is in 150. We want to scale it up by 1.5 because when you divide them, that's what they give you. 1.5 is the distinction between them. So I'm going to click this, just to the magic. I'm going to, so I'm going to click this, and then I will scale it up by 1.5 because we want the magic, right? So 1.5. So now there is it. As you can see, we are having the width intact 2 to 5, right? But the length will differ because we scaled everything up. You see it, right? 1.5. So let's go ahead and reduce 250 from this point. That's 250 from this first edge, 250, and then click to that edge, stretch it inside 250, and now you will now be having your 1 meter, right? Good. So this is it, and we're having our 2 to 5 width intact. So now I'm just going to do the same for my toilet door window. So I'm going to scale this up by 1.5 to make it a width of 2 to 5, that is 9 inches. All right, so I'm going to scale it up by 1.5. Enter, and then let me check the dimension it to be in now. Let's say 900 or so. Yeah, 900. So I'm going to just reduce this by Oh, that's too much. Select this and then reduce this by, let's say, 150 from both ends. All right, so I'll click this end and then 150 from this other end. All right, so we are good to go. So I'm going to select these two, and then I will just let me just move them. So I will just move them to this point. All right, because we are having them all over. Okay, so now I'm just going to rotate this in preparation for placement, because yeah, so I'm going to copy. Yeah, good. So click this to rotate in preparation, then click copy so to place them there. So now we have this here. So let's go with the horizontal aspect of the 1 meter window first, and you place them carefully. So off your orthogonal for flexibility. So I'm going to place this here, and then I'll come to that end and place this here, place this here. Okay, so I'll go to the other floor. I'm going to place this here, place this here, then place this here. Go to the other horizontal aspect, place this one here, and then we'll place this here. So we are done with the horizontal. Let's go with the vertical. So I'll copy this, and then I'll place this one here. I'm going to place this here, and then I'm going to place this here. I will place this here. I'm going to place this one here, and then here. All right, so you see it, as easy as that. So now go to the other part. We have another here, we have another here, we have another here, and then we have another, we have this one, then we have let's see, this one. Okay, so now let's do that of the toilet. So I'm going to copy this, then to put that there. Okay, so I'm going to put this here. So I'm going to copy this one too, then I will put it here. All right, so now, okay, so we are done with windows. All right, so let's go ahead and start placing our components generally. All right, so the general components, we'll start placing them. So, and that's this one we are having here. All right, so let's see how we can get that done. All right, so now to place your general components, I'll just go with my dining first. Let's say dining, just copy, place it where you have your dining, as easy as that. So I'll go with my sofa, and then I'll just copy and place it in my lounge. So I have one lounge here, and I have another lounge. Oh no, it's way too big than this. Okay, so I'm just going to click this, move, or just copy. All right, so I can just place it here, no qualm. So I'll click it, and then I will just reduce the chair size by scaling it to, let's say, 0.7. Okay, so the chair size has been reduced automatically. So now we are having what next? We have kitchen here, right? We have our kitchen here, we have our laundry here, we have our ante-room here. So for our ante-room, let's place this waiting chair, all right, in this corner. Good. So we have our visitor's toilet here, right? Or let's leave toilet first. Let's place that of the kitchen. So I'm just going to copy this. That's my cooker. I'll copy that, and I'll place it here. Let's say we are having two of them. All right, so I'll copy my fridge. You see it? So I'm going to place my fridge where? I'll place my fridge, let's say here. So I'll rotate it. So I'm going to rotate it. So I'm going to, let's put it here. This wall here. The wall is vacant. So let's put it here. So I'm going to move this towards this edge. All right, so now let's place that of the sink. So I'm going to move, okay, move, and then I'm going to put it here. All right, so let's move it a bit. Okay, so now we have this here. So basically we are done with all of that. Just to name, I'll come back for the toilet. Let's place that of, let's place the rooms, let's place the toilet. All right, so just pick your WC and just place, we have one here, so this orientation suits this place. Do you have another one that is carrying that particular orientation? Okay, we have another here, don't worry, let's put it here first. And then we have another here, so I will just click this, and then I will just click my orthogonal mirror, then delete the other orientation. All right, so for this I'm going to just rotate it, rotate to my best orientation. Yeah, that's that. So now I'm going to place the bed in the bedrooms. All right, so just click this one, and then I'll just copy. I'll place my bed here. Right, place my bed here, and place another bed here. All right, so just move this one inside. Good. So now that's that. So we've placed our component successfully. Let's place our test. All right, let's do what? Let's place our test. So we are going to be tagging all the rooms. All what? All the rooms. All right. Okay, so let's start from the kitchen. We already have some text here, right? So no need of creating again. So I'm just going to copy this, and then off my orthogonal for flexibility, I'm going to place this here. And then I have all my dining, right? So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to place it here. I have what next? My anti-robe, so I will copy. I'm going to place that here. What again? Main lounge, right? So I'll copy this. I'll place it here. So we have what again? We have rear porch. So we just copy this and place it here. We have bedroom and suite. So we have them here, right? So just put them here, all of them, they are all bedroom ensuite. So okay, so now we have what again? We have dining, main lounge, anteroom, entering porch. So I'm going to copy this and I'll put it here. Then we have visitors toilet, right? Okay, so we have our WC. So I'm going to place this everywhere we have WC in our drawing. All right, so okay, so we have one here, right? Yep. So we have our secondary launch here, and we'll not place component for WC here. Let's do that immediately. So I'm going to copy this, and then I'll just put it here. And then I'll click, and then I'll just mirror this. So, okay. Yes, delete that. So I'm just going to move this downwards. All right. So now let's place our lobbies. Let's go with this orientation. So I'm going to copy this. Then I'll put this here. Then I'll put this here. Okay, so now for other aspect that we don't have in our test, so I'm going to copy this and place this one here, and then I'll just click to edit. So for this, what are we having? We having what? Laundry, right? We are having laundry. Then we are having our store here, right? So we have store. We have store. Then we are having our stairwell, right? So we just name this place. Okay. All right. So we are done with all of the spaces. We tag them with their various room tag. Let's copy this one in particular, and then we'll put it here. All right. So this void here, just name it as void. All right. The useful split space is at the ground floor. You just have chandelier coming down from this place towards the ground floor. So you're having a void here or true. So now we are having lobby here, right? So I'm going to copy this same lobby and I'll put it here. And then we are having secondary lounge here and then a porch. So I'm just going to copy this porch. And then I'll put it here. This is not an entering porch, it's just a porch. So you can call it approach porch or just name it as porch. All right, so now let's copy this our main launch and then put it here. Then you do your editing. Let's name it as secondary or mini launch, but let's name it as secondary launch. Secondary launch. All right, so I'm just gonna adjust this and place it here. All right, so we are done placing our text. We are done with every aspect. Let's get going and let's see what we can get done with elevations. Let's check our sheet. Remember, we are following the sheet, right? Ground floor, first floor. Okay, we are having our roof plan as next. All right, so let's talk about the roof plan in our next course video. All right, then after roof plan, we'll talk about what? Session view. Then after session view, then we'll talk about elevations. Why all that? You just complete them yourself. Remember, you need the completers. This one, these two here, these first two and the last two, you need them very, very well. But we've done them before and you can do it again. All right, we've done them before. Watch the previous videos and get it intact so that you can do it in any projects that you want to actually design. All right, because it's very, very important. You can't do without them. I'm trying to just rest on the fact that you can't do without them, so you keep them to heart. All right, so that's that. So now the next video is what? Roof plan. All right, so see you there. All right, so good day guys, and welcome to today's course video. So in today's course video, we're actually going to be talking about how to draw a roof plan for a duplex and also how to draw the elevations for a duplex. Oh, sorry, how to draw a roof plan for a duplex and also how to draw a section view for a duplex and also how to draw the elevations of a duplex. All right, so that's what we're going to be talking about in this particular course video. So I want you guys to pay a very close attention. It might be a very long one, so pay a very close attention and then follow up bit by bit and step by step. All right, as you go on, you will get there. So let's go ahead and let's see what can get done. I'm going to go ahead and just open my AutoCAD and then we'll start from the roof plan. To draw your roof plan, just go ahead, copy. Okay, no need copy in. Just go ahead and start drawing your polyline at the exterior part of your first floor plan. Take note, at the exterior part of your first floor plan. This is the part that will be roofed, not the ground floor. This is our ground floor. This is the first floor. So the first floor is what will be roofed. So you have to do the roofing from the first floor exterior wall pattern. All right. So take note of that very, very well. So now you're going to go ahead and just start drawing all around. So about the first floor plan area. All right. So we are having one and then this and then completed. So just go ahead, click what you've drawn, and then we are going to move that to a separate place and start drawing our roof. All right, so it's as easy as that. So we're going to move this to a separate place and then we can start drawing the roof. So to draw our roof, as we did for the bungalow, you do the same Yeah, so offset 500. First of all, before we go ahead and do an offset of 500, let's first of all do the offset of our parapet. So let's say the 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 span of our parapet around 300. All right, let's say 350. So let's go ahead and let's do it. Offset of what? 350 away the uh from the from this we have 350. All right, so this is where our block work is starting from, so we'll indicate it. Offset of what? 225 for block work, so indicated. So it is right. So these are our block work, so I'm going to change this to a different color entirely. Yeah, so okay, let's make an offset first before we change to a different color. Okay, let's make offset from this outside one. Let's just say offset of what? 500 away. So from outside one, we can start making our offsets inside, zoom in, inside. So if you remember, the reason we are making this offset is to do what? To create our what? Roof. So bit by bit, our roof will be coming out. All right. So you see it like this, and then we are done. So what you will do now, as we did the first one earlier, is to start what? Tracing. So you're going to go ahead and start tracing every single part of it. So all lines should be joined. You can see it here. This one too. Then I think this one is coming, so it's coming straight. So you can see it, right? So this one too is coming straight. Okay. So you watch very closely before you place your line. It's very, very important. So these are the roof edges. Before you use your line to indicate the roof edge, you have to ensure that you are putting it at the roof edge indeed. So we have another one here, right? And then we have another one here, and then we have another one going down to this place. And then come to this other side, we have one here, we have one like this, and we have one like this. We have another one here. Okay, so if you get what we are doing, you see that it's something very, very easy, and it helps us trace out the roof properly. So put one here, and then we're going to put another here. Okay, so we're going to put one here too, right? So I think this is cool. So let's go ahead and let's start bringing them and then joining all edges together. All right, so we bring out the perfect roof we are looking for. So let me start from the highest point. These are highest points here. Obviously, this is what the highest point. Majorly, where you stop your intersection is majorly the highest point. So just take note of that. All right. So this is the highest point here. This is the highest point. So we are going to go ahead and then just click this and extend both line. Where they intersect will be where we are working with. So extend, you see it, right? So you do the same here. Extend, extend. So you're going to trim this. So where they join will be where you are working with. Remember that, please, and don't forget it. Where they join will be where you are working with. All right, so you're going to just go ahead and just extend all the lines, all of them. So extend this, and then you just trim it. Trim this one too. And the same goes for this. Extend and trim at their intersection. All right. Okay, so you check if everything is intact. We have another one here, so you just click, then so you just trim them, trim this. All right, so what else is left? So we're going to extend this one here, and then let's see where they intersect. Extend this one here, so we're going to trim it, trim, and then with a straight line, possibly this can be joined. All right, so let's check it again. So let's come here. So let's see how possible it is for us to actually bring out the finished work of this roof edge at this point. So we have, okay, we have one coming like this, right? Then we have another going like this, right? So let's see how we can actually do this. Okay, so this one comes like this to meet at this point, right? This one comes like this. Okay, so this is how we go about it. Now, where this particular joint meets, copy. Let's copy one of the parallel lines. So you put it here. It's not even at that intersection. Let's hold on. Okay, so we will hold on and then we'll check. Check properly before you start anything. In intersect this line to this line first and check. Then intersect this other one to this one and check. So you can see that, okay, we are having one intersection here. Look at them. So you're going to join them together so you can see them. So you're going to join these together and let's see the outcome if it actually comply with our parallel lines. So I'm going to place this here and see. Okay. This here, and let's see. Let's check properly. Okay. So that's that. So just zoom in, mirror, and then delete this, delete this. Let's check. So you have to observe very well to know what you are doing actually. Okay. So let's delete all of this and let's check again. Okay. So I'm going to just turn this backward and then go with this intersection. So I'm going to trim this out and then extend this to this. Okay. So this is it, all right. So what we are going to do here now is to just go ahead and delete all our offsets, delete all of them, and here comes your roof. So delete this too. So you can see that our, okay, we are having here to go and we're not done here, right? That is not an issue. So just extend this. Okay, let's just undo. Okay, so let's do this one before we start anything. So I'm going to just extend this, extend this. Then I'm going to just trim. All right. So go to the other side too, and then click, extend this, extend this. Then I will trim this one and trim this one. All right. So we can now finally delete all of this and then delete all of this. All right, so the same goes for this. You can finally delete all of this. All right, so now with a straight line, join this to this. On this other side, with a straight line to join this to this. All right, so you can see it's very easy. All right, it's very easy. So this is how you go ahead and draw your roof. So let me make this very clear. Remember what we did in that other okay, let's go ahead and let's do it here. All right, let's do it here. So now you know something that will be too hard for us to do. So do your further detailing on the roof. All right, you are going to do further detailing on the roof. All right, so now we're going to make offset from all sides for the ridge gaps and also the gutters. All right, so offset of, let's say, offset of 100, right? So this one too to both side, this one too to both side. All right, so you just go ahead and just do it all around. So offset to both sides. So we have one here, right? Offset to both sides. Okay, so you're going to just offset to where? Both sides. Mm, okay, so we just do it all around quickly. Okay, so now we are done. So what you do now is just to go ahead and start trimming them all around. Leave all the middle line and just trim only the one you offsetted. Remember, so you just trim the one you offsetted. All right, so we're having this here. So we have this one here. Okay, so we have this one here. So you just go ahead and do them all round, all round. Okay, so you just zoom out, zoom in, and then finish up all. So delete this, finish up all the parts that you want to finish up, and then there you go. Okay, we are done with all the edges. So let's work inside. I'm gonna trim this, I'm gonna trim this, I'll trim this, I'll trim this, I'll trim this. Okay, just the same way we did that of the bungalow, it's the same thing you are doing here. All right, it's the same thing you are doing what here, but I just decided to do it again for you guys so you understand better. So now just going to off my orthogonal and then drag this upward. So we are going to extend this to this. So I'm going to trim it. Okay, so you come to this point and then trim all points, trim them. All right, so we are done with these edges here. Let's go ahead and finish this up here. So we're having a trimming to do here. Trim, trim, and trim. So you just trim this one too, and then trim this, trim, you trim, we now make second offset for this one, so we'll just go ahead and do that right away. 100, right? Offset. So now trim, and then so click this line, drag it upward, or just intercept them. Okay, so delete this one. Then you come to this edge. So you're just going to trim the offset alone. All right, work on the offset alone. When you trim all the offsets and make them, see this one too, they are all going. You see it, right? So here we are. Okay, so I'm just going to drag this one forward a bit, and then I can flexibly create an intersection, and then I will just trim this. All right, so the same goes for all of these. The same goes for this. I'm going to trim this, trim all of them. Then I'll come to this point too. I will trim. All right, so I'll trim all of these, and then where I have intersection is where I'm going to actually extend, right? Extend this, then I will trim this away, and then the same goes for this, right? I'm going to trim this, trim, then I'll trim this. All right, so now we are done with all of that. So what you will do for me now, go back, check what you did here. Where's our roof plan? So everything that you did here, the dimensioning, this fall direction, place every single thing, place every single detail. All right, go ahead, place every single detail that you ought to place. The same thing we did here, replicate it in your duplex roof. All right, so you have the fall here, all the directional, the fall towards each direction, place them, and also place your dimensions. All right, so that's that. So we are done with the roof. So let's go into our session SS view. All right, so now let's go ahead and then draw our sections. So for our section, I'm just going to go ahead and copy the section line that we used earlier. So I can copy this and just use it to indicate where I'm cutting across. All right, so I'm going to cut across this region. Okay, so that's where I'm going to cut across. So I'll cut across this region and then I'll view it from this point upward. So you can see where the section line is pointing. It's pointing upward and upward. So when I do a cross-sectional cutting across this particular line, this line here, let's assume this is a cutting tool, this is a knife. We just cut across this our building. So we take this particular half of it off and then remaining this half. So what do we see is what we are going to replicate here. So you get that, right? So now in doing that, the same thing, what you do here, the same thing, it's the same section cutting that you see place here because it's cutting from the ground floor to the up floor. So see it, right? So place it here. So you can see it. So this is just it. So now what I will do here is, first of all, I'm going to just take only the ground floor. Okay, let's draw. Let's just draw from this point. So I'm going to use my construction line, which is my SL as your S line, bring it out, and then you just start tracing them out, all of them. So you see this point too, trace this point out, come to this wall, trace it out, trace it out, come to this door, you see this door, trace it out. All right, so you come to this wall, you will see it, so you trace it out. So you can see how easy it is. So now you come to this point, you see this particular wall and also the window, so you trace it out. All right. So this is what we are going to be having when we cut across that. So I'm just going to draw. First of all, I will draw my ground level. So I'll make an offset of 3 meters upward. All right. So an offset of 900 downward for the windows and doors. You see it, right? So this is it. So now I'm just going to go ahead and start placing the doors I saw. Okay. So we saw this here. Okay. So we actually saw this door, in particular. So we are going to place that door there. So what I will do now is just to copy my door and then just to likewise place it there. Are we having the doors here? No. Let's just go ahead to our former projects and just copy this door. All right. So copy this door. That's all. Let's measure first before we copy it, so we'll know what we are doing. Okay, so it's 750. Okay. So let's look for the 900 door. Okay. So it's 1200. The 900 dot should be inside. Okay, so this is it here. So I'm just going to copy this. I'll copy this. Then I will just place it somewhere around and copy with a reference point that I can use to place it in my. So I'll move it and just pick this point as a reference point and locate where I'm having it. So I'm having it here. So you see it, right? So you see it, we're having it. Yeah, so that's the only component we are going to be placing there because that's the only one we saw. So I'm going to delete this line now. Delete this line. And also, I'm just going to trim this one off. Trim. So for others, they are all walls. So I'm going to delete this one too. So I'm just going to trim all of this away and then take it away from this point. Okay, so you can see it, right? So I'm just going to trim. Okay, let's not trim first. Let's make our offset. We're having 150 for the DPC. Then after DPC, we are having 450 for the filling. After that, we are having 1000. Let's say 1.1 because this is actually a duplex. So let's go 1100. Okay, so we're having this. So you're going to just trim, trim this, and then trim this away. Okay, no, not that. Undo, trim this one and trim this one, right? And trim this one and trim this one. So just go ahead, trim everything. All right. So this will be our ground level. So we are just going to trim all of these, trim them, trim them, trim. Okay, so you just trim all of them, trim, and then trim this. Okay, so you trim this one too. Okay, so you trim this, you trim this. So this is what you're going to be having. So what you will do here now is you go ahead and start placing your footings. All right, what did I say? You go ahead and start doing what? Placing your footings. Okay, so for this one, remember I told you guys that 3 times your wall is what you'll be having as your strip or your footing. Most of the time, this is a duplex, all right? So by analysis, you'll be having this wall is riding on a strip. This is not a column, all right? This is not a column, this is a wall. So this wall will be having a strip of 3 times the wall. So let's measure and let's see. So we're having what here? 225. So you go ahead and calculate. Calculating, we have what? 3 times 225. What would that give us? 675, right? So Now you're going to create a footing of 675. That's automatically 225 from both sides. So offset of 225 to both sides, you're having this here, and also offset of, let's say, 225 to downwards. All right, so this is what you are going to be having, like this and like this. So you're going to extend this, and then extend this, and also click this, and also extend this. So you're going to trim this one, and trim this one, and trim this one, and trim this one. Okay, so that's how you go about it. So you're going to copy this and place it at different points. Okay, yeah, so this is it. So now the next thing you are going to be doing here is you're actually going to be creating the slab. All right, so in doing that you will need cantilevers. I want you to know that you will need a place where you have cantilevers, so you indicate it. So now let's see. Okay, no problem. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to write down shift this one. So I'm just going to shift this to this point. It's just like there are different processing level. So we are done with the ground floor at all. So we are done with the ground floor. All right, I'm going to shift this here and start doing that of the first floor. All right, different processing stages. All right, so I'm just going to use my S line again, and this is the only common point. Remember, your staircase is always a common point, except it was not made a common point by the architect. Staircase is always a common point. All right, so the architect is you, so you have to ensure that your staircase is a common point to make your work easy. So I'm going to just use this point to just locate this. So there's no cantilever here actually. In your staircase, there's no cantilever outside. Sometimes you might actually have a cantilever going outside for your staircase, but from this, no cantilever. All right. So what we'll do here is we're having this already. So I'm just going to click this and then move because it's in alignment with it. So you see it, right? So that's that. So what you do here now is even this void is also in alignment. Okay. So this one is always left. So we have a cantilever here a bit. You can see we have a cantilever. So let's use our straight line to trace the extent of the cantilever. So you can see we have the cantilever coming outside like this. So you do the same here. We have a little cantilever coming outside. Look at it here. So you just hit your control line and bring it out. All right. So that's that. So you successfully brought out what you are having as the boundaries. So you know where you have cantilever and where you don't have cantilevers. All right. So now you're going to go ahead and bring all the walls out. That's what you're going to do now. Bring all the walls, bring everything that you saw in the building. So from this point now, we're having this here. We already brought out that line. Okay, so we'll be having this one here. We saw this. Okay, so we're having this wall. You see it, right? This wall, and also we actually saw a beam here. We saw what? We saw a beam there. So for this one, we saw a wall and also we saw a window. Okay, so now what should we do next? Yeah, go back to this point and then make an offset for the slab. Slab is usually 6 inches, 150. So you're going to make an offset for the slab. So most times it's 6 inches, most sometimes you might be having slab of 175. So it depends on the analysis. All right, so we have this one here like this. Okay, so you drag this one here. So this is what you are going to be having like this. So you're going to go ahead and do your trimming. All right. So from here now, we are going to make an offset of 3 meters upward. That's from this point upward you make an offset so I can draw the first floor section. So as you can see, we are done with the ground floor section, right? So make an offset of the headroom height, which is what, 3 meters. And then your offset, right? So now, when you are done with this, you're going to make an offset of 900 downwards so that in case you're having any window or door component, you can just insert that ASAP. So like this. So let's go and let's check. From our view, seeing like this, we're not seeing any door or window. Okay, we're not seeing any door or window. We are seeing only this door or window. All right. So what we do here now is just to go ahead and place this particular window. This one that we are seeing here right now. So I'm going to just the window is 750. Okay, it's more than 750 in height. So what I will do is I will go back into my work, and then I will, okay, let me see. Okay, I will just indicate. So the window is here in between this particular wall. So I will indicate that there's a window here, all right, with a straight line. Don't worry, it's also the line. Convert it to your window. Okay, so it's a window. So that's a line there. So I'm going to make an offset of 2400 because the window there, if you check it properly, that window is the stack well window. So you need it, all right. So it will be somewhat higher than normal windows. So I'm going to use 2400 for the total height, or let's say 2400 for total height, all right. So offset of 2400. Offset 2400 downwards. Okay, let's see. All right, so this is what we are having here after doing the offset. So what I will do right now is just to go ahead and then I'm going to trim all of this and trim this off and trim this off. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. So I will trim this. Okay, just join this to this, and then with a straight line for the window, I'm just going to join these two, so indicating that there's a window spanning through that particular height. All right, so that is it. So from here now, we are going to just go ahead and delete this particular line for the window and door component height. And what are we going to do next? Okay, so let's see. We have a wall here. Let's just trace all the walls that we are having. Okay, we have a wall here. So from, let's check. Let's delete this one. From this point to this point is a wall, so the section cut through a wall, right? That's from this point to this point, the section cut through a wall. So I'm going to just trim all of this off. That's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to trim all of this off, all right, and also do the same upward. So we check again. This one, they are whole walls, so the section cut through this wall, cut through this wall, and cut through this wall. So the remaining one, they are walls. All right, so I'm going to just put it there. So I will do the same at this point. All right, I'm going to do the same here. So I will now delete all of these and they are gone. So now we are having just this here. All right, we are having what? We are having this here. So what we are going to do next is just to clean our work hub. Clean our work hub. So I'm going to just clean this point, clean this point, clean. All right, so leave this one like this. So we are done cleaning it. So the next thing we are going to do is before we start hashing to indicate that there's the different components of our staircase, also our section view, we have to insert the staircase itself, because you are going to see this part of the staircase. You can see it, this part, and if you check properly, this part of the staircase is what? is where when you come like this, you go like this, and then you come up, all right. So you can see that this part of the staircase is the downward part, all right. That's the first flight. Sorry, not downward, the first flight. So this is the first one you climb, then come to the landing. That's the midway landing. Then before you start climbing the second flight, so the final landing. All right. So I'm going to just convert this for your own comprehension. I'm going to convert this to the staircase family. So we have the staircase. Okay, so that's that. So you can see that's the direction. It's coming like this, goes like this. You walk, you walk, you walk, you climb like this. So from here now you can see that we can only see this one here. We can only see this one. So what we're going to do is just going to go ahead and copy our staircase that we drew. So we can see this particular one here. All right, so you just copy it, copy. So you go ahead and just paste it. Let me see. Copy this. So we're going to copy it. Okay. So we are just put it like this first. Then we are going to arrange it. Okay. All right. So this is what we are having here, right? I'm going to take this up. So this is the only one that we are going to see. All right, this is what we are going to see. So we successfully placed our staircase there. So what we are going to do next now is we are going to start hashing our component, all components in the section view. All right, we're going to start doing was hashing all components in the section view. So we are having this one, clean all of them up, then clean this point up. Okay, so this is it. So let's go down. Let's do what we have to do. Let's start from the concrete part. So you can see that we have this. That's the concrete part. So let's just add our slabs. That's our DPC. Our slab. So this one is a slab. This one is a DPC. All right. So both of them are actually casted with a concrete. So we are going to put a concrete pattern for those two, and also the staircase and also the footings. So this is the staircase, and these are the footings. All of them here, they are all the footings. All right. So I'm going to start from, let's say, let's start from the concrete part. That's this one. So I'll just hit my H, enter the hash 2. All right. So I'm going to look for the appropriate concrete pattern hash. I will look for it. So there's it here. So then I'll just go ahead and let's see what we've got. Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to reduce all of this so you can see it. So the same goes for this one, right? The same goes for this one. The same goes for this one. The same goes for this one. Okay. Okay. So right now we are going to actually do the same for this one. And then that's that. So hit your escape key to do another hashing. So the next hashing we are going to do will be for the wall pattern. So we'll just go for the right hash that will be best suitable for the wall pattern. All right. So you just locate it. Then we have this one here. So this will be suitable. So you just increase the size to, let's say, 500. Okay. So that's cool. So you just hash it all around. Everywhere you have your wall, it should be hashed. All right. So we have this one here. And then I think we should increase it a bit. Let's go with that one. Okay, so I'm going to put my hash here and then another here. All right, so this one here. So remember that your hashing actually signify a cut through session. So if you check very well, we cut through a wall here. Go and check your section line. We cut through a wall here, so we are seeing inside of this wall. All right, so what we'll do now is just to hash this place to complete our hashing for the walls. So the next one we are actually going to be doing is that of the add calls. All right, so we'll just go ahead and do that of the add call. Perform another hashing. Go with the add call option. You can see it, the hardcore option, and then just insert it, you're done. All right, so the next one is the head. So we're going to place the head material because this point is below ground level, remember? So we're going to be having earth material before you see our footing and all of that. So we're going to be having our earth material, but before we go ahead and hash that of the earth material, we are going to create a region to hash. All right, so we can't hash anything here because there's no enclosed space. So we're going to create an enclosed space that will enable us to hash what we want to hash. All right, so okay, so now what we just do is just create an enclosed space. I'm just going to create one here, then perform previous command by pressing the space bar, another. All right, so create another and then create another. All right, so you just go ahead and then hash. So using the earth material, earth pattern, sorry. So you can see it here. So you hash all through, hash all through, and hash all through. Okay, so you can copy this. Let's say okay, let's do another for this point. All right, so we can do the same here, and also let's hash this one. So okay, so let's increase them to, let's say, 900. All right, so the same goes for this. Increase to 900. So that's that about the hashing. So let's go ahead and let's talk about how we can put our roofing in our session view. All right. All right. So for this now, we are going to be doing that of the roofing. So first of all, I will go my tie beam. All right, as usual, the same way we did that of the bungalow. So I'll go my tie beam. So I will extend all of this line and then extend this one. So I'll make an offset of 3.5 meters for the king post height, which is also the roof height. All right. So 3500 offset upward, and then we're going to introduce our parapets. So I'm just going to go and look for my parapet because the one we use for our bungalow can also be used here. So I can just copy this. All right, you can copy this parapet off my orthogonal for flexibility. So I can now place it. I can now place it here, and also I can just mirror this. So I'm gonna mirror this. All right, so you see it. So I'm going to just mirror that. Then what I'll just do is I'm just going to complete this. So you trim. All right, so you just do the same here. So you will just trim. Okay, so this is what you're going to be having. So for the roofing sheet, I'm just going to go like this. That's for the rafter, sorry. Yeah, so this is what you are going to be having. So let's go ahead and detail it properly to just kindly note what we will get. All right. Okay, so now we are drawn for this rafter. Let's draw a tie beam, our king post first. All right, so I'm just going to use let's say, let's convert all those wall to a plain wall 0, and then this one to convert back to a plain wall. Okay, so from here now we can start drawing our, using our layer 0, we can start drawing the king post. So this is a king post here, right? So I'm going to make an offset of 50 to both ends, to this end, to this end. And then I'm going to just trim all of these and trim all of these and delete this one off. Alright, so now I can copy this at a spacing of 1.5 meters. Enter. The next one will be 3 meters away from the first. Enter. And next one will be 4.5 meters away from the first. Alright, so we have 4500. Enter. So now I can just trim all of this, trim, and okay, undo, then trim this alone. Alright, so we've actually done the half part of it, so we can just click everything here and do a mirror. As you can see, the mirror, and that's that. So this is what we are having here now. So we can do an offset for the rafter. So rafter takes its own, and then I'm just going to off my orthogonal and at least click this and just extend this and go ahead and trim it. Okay, so now what we are going to be doing next is to be drawing our strut, joining each king post for the strength sake of the roof. All right, so I'm just going to do this right away. Good, yeah. And then just draw one line each. All right, don't worry, you understand why I'm doing this. So we're going to make an offset of, let's say, 100. Okay, 100, right? Instead to this point and to this point. You see it, right? So that's how you go about it. So click this line, extend this to this, click this, extend this to this. All right, so you're going to click these two and also extend this to this. And okay, so now you're just going to head and trim all of these, and still same trim. Okay, all right, so that's that. I'm going to select this, and select this, and then you mirror. All right, so this is what we are going to be having here. So what I'm going to be doing next is we're just going to create a curve to just indicate that. Okay, no need for the curve yet. Just join this to this because these are put raft and right. So you're going to join this to this. Okay, so the next thing you are going to be doing here right now is you're going to be drawing the pole line. Before we draw our pole line, let's go ahead and draw our, just make an offset of, let's say, 75 for the pole line. 75. Okay, all right, so you just join this off orthogonal flexibility, so with a straight line, join this, select this, so extend that, and then click. So now I'm going to just drag this forward a bit, and the same goes with this one. So I'm going to drag forward a bit, and then so this will be for the pole line. Then I'll make an offset of, let's say, 20 mm for the roofing sheet. Okay, so 20 mm for what? The roofing sheet. So I'm going to click this, and then I will drag it forward and do my extend. So click this, extend, and then I'm going to trim this. All right, so I'll create, before I go ahead and do that of the pole line, I'll have to just create, let's say, okay, so we're having this one here, so trim. Okay, All right, so here we are. Let's do that of the pole line. All right, let's do what? Let's that of the. All right, so now for the pole line, we are actually going to be just the same way we did that of the bungalow. It's just the same method. Click, make an offset of 75. All right. Okay, so hash inside to indicate that there's a pole line there. You can just hash with a color of a choice, or we can go with a width type color. Okay, so you can just hash inside here. All right, so you're done with that. So just copy this away a bit. So just put it here. So now select this second one, copy, pick the first one as a reference point, and just go ahead and start copying all through. All right, in the end. So you just start placing them all through in the end. All right. Let's see. Okay. So now the next thing you're going to do here is just to select all that you've copied. Select all of them. And then instead of doing that the same for the other side, is just to do what? Mirror it to this other side. All right. The other half of the roof. So just on your orthogonal and then mirror. Okay. So this is what you're going to be having here. All right. So now you're done with the roof as it is now. The next thing we're going to talk about is okay, let's go ahead and place our roof call out. All right, it's very important. So we actually use the same details for this bungalow. Okay, so we can just copy this from this place and use what we had there before. So it's as easy as that. Copy. So just move this upwards so I can be on the roof. So this is what we're going to be having. All right, so we are done with our section. Okay, no, we are not done with section view. So let's go ahead and measure everything that we need to measure here. All right, we're going to do what? We'll go ahead and measure every single thing that we need to measure here. So the first part of it is we're going to be doing the measurement of. Let's go into dimensions, then go to annotate, and then click your dimension. So we'll start measuring from this point. Okay, so I'm going to click okay, let's just measure these two. All right, so hit your space key to repeat previous command and continue measuring. Okay, so the same goes for this one too. Also the same goes for this, the same goes for this. All right, the same for this, then the same for this. All right, so when you're done measuring the rooms and all the spaces that you cut section through, you're going to measure the total height of the building. So we're going to be having the first height, the first headroom 3 meters, then the second headroom 3 meters, then we're going to be having the depth of the slab 150, then the total height, all right, from this point to this point, that will give us 6.15. Okay, so what else? We're going to do the measurement of these two, bring it out, and then the same goes for this, bring it out. Okay, so do that of the footing. It's not for you to actually determine the footing, it's meant for a structural engineer, but for more further detailing you just have to bring out all of these. All right, so all footings are the same. So this is what you are going to be having. So what you will do next is to name every space according to the section you cut through. So now we have the section here, we have the dining, and then we cut through the lobby, we cut through the stairwell. So I'm going to copy these three tests and use them to name the spaces in my um in the ground floor. All right, so I'm going to move this and just put it here. Okay, so I'll just put it here, and then for this I'm going to just move this and align it at this point. So we can actually reduce this to just actually be incorporated into this particular space alone. So let's just say we reduce to 0.9. Okay, so I actually descaled it. You know what scale means already. So now that's the ground floor. Let's go ahead and do that of the first floor. So each space will be what? Named. All right, they'll be tagged with their space. All right, so for this now, no space here, but for this, we're having a bedroom here, but let's leave it. All right, it's not totally a bedroom. Okay, let's just copy it. And also, we're having a lobby, and also we're having a stairwell. So the same goes for this. I'm going to just copy it, and then I'm going to just place it here. Okay, so I'm going to move this one to this point, and then where's my lobby? I'm going to move this one to this point. So for my lobby and bedroom and suite, I'm actually going to be reducing them. All right, so you descale them. So let's say we are using 0.9. All right, so I'm going to move this. Yep. So this one is okay. I'm going to move it. Okay. So I'm going to move this upward. Yep. So this is what you are going to be having. You've actually successfully named all of it. So now we are done with session view. Let's deal with that of elevations, and then we say kudos to project 2. All right. Hello. All right. So we are here now. I'm just going to. Okay. So I'm going to move this away. I'm going to just move this one away from this point, and then I'm going to place it here. All right, remember, further detail your roof. All right, maybe the dimensions and also the fall directional symbol to indicate all of that. The same way you did that of the bungalow, you do the same on this particular duplex roof. All right, so if you've gotten that, let's go into our elevation. So now, if you check properly, this is my ground floor, right? And this is my first floor. So as our custom is, we'll go ahead and start tracing everything out. So we are viewing from this point. All right, we are viewing from this point. So what are we going to see? That's the question. What are we going to see? So to bring what we are going to see out, I'm just going to use my construction line, and then I will just on my orthogonal. So I'm going to bring this out, and then I'll bring this out, and then I'll bring this one out. The same goes for this. So the same goes for this. The same goes for this. The same goes for this. You see, try the same way you did that of what? The bungalow. Alright, the same thing you are going to do here. So you see it. So we brought that out. So we'll just go ahead and draw the ground floor. So this will be our ground level. So I'm going to make an offset of, let's say, 3 meters first. Okay, let's make an offset of the height. Alright, the height from the ground level to your DPC level. So that will be an offset of, let's say, 450. That will be 3 staircase, right? So make an offset of, let's say, what? 450. So offset. So I'm going to trim this, and then I'm trim this. All right. So the next offset we are going to be doing is an offset for the headroom. From this point onward, we'll be having an headroom offset of, let's say, 3 meters. All right. So 3 meters. Good. So now the next one we're going to be doing is we're going to be having an offset from the top, right? From this point 900 downwards, all right, for the boundaries of our windows and doors. All right, so now let's check for the ground level. What are we going to see? We are seeing this wall, we are seeing this window, we are seeing this window, we are seeing this window, we are seeing this door, and then we are seeing this porch. All right, so we are going to replicate everything we actually see here. All right, viewing from this approach view. So we'll replicate it here. So I'll start from this window. So what is this window type? Let's measure and let's see. We're having 1 meters, right? I believe it's one meter by 1.5 that we're using there. So we already have it in our bungalow. So what we just do is go ahead. We have it here, right? So just copy it from this point. Good. So I'll off my orthogonal for flexibility. So I'm just going to. We have it here also. Where is it? Okay, it's not here. We'll just copy them to this place so I will easily access it. All right. So we're having one here. Get it? So now we're having another here. All right. So okay. So we have this one. So let's go ahead and just let's paste this one here. All right. So let's copy the other type. Okay. So we'll just copy this type. Let's put it here. And then let's see. So we're going to move this to this point. Okay. So that's why we are having it, right? So now we'll go for this door now. Where is it? We don't have it here. Let's go to place we have it. So we have it here. So I'm going to copy it. All right. So copy it and just put it here. And for reference sake, and also to use it again. So I'm going to move this one. We have the door within this space. So I'll just click here and then I'll move it and put it here. All right. So the next one we are having is what? We are having the porch area, right? We're having what? The porch area. So what I'm going to be doing is okay, I just want something very simple, not too disturbed with so much design. All right, so we're having this porch area, so I'm going to delete all the trace line for the window. Right, so we have all of these, delete all of them so I can easily just know what you're working with. You're done with the window, so you're having this wall here, right? So you just okay, so we're having this column here, right? So you clean it. We're having this. Okay, we have this one here, and also we have this one here. So what you just do, clean up everything. All right, so we are having these things here, so we know what it is already, right? So for this point, I'm just going to trim this line. Let's see, I'll delete this one. Good. So this is my DPC level, right? I'll leave this one like this. Okay, so what we are going to be having here now is what? Okay, I want something very, very simple for this region. So I'm going to make an offset of, let's say, 600 from that stage and bring it here. So I'm going to just trim this and then, so I can trim this and then trim this. All right, so for this point, we are just going to leave it. Okay, so I'm just going to trim this and also I'll just make an offset of, let's say, 100 away from the columns. Okay, so this and this, right? So I'll just extend this and then I'll just trim it, trim it, trim. Okay, you see it, right? So now for this now, I'm going to just make an offset of, let's say, 50. Okay, just two of it is okay for me. All right, 50, I'm okay. So this, the first one, the second one, okay. So the same goes for this, offset 2 and then offset 2. All right, so we'll just go ahead the same way we did that of the bungalow. Just trim. All right, so the same goes for this, trim and then trim. All right, you can see it, right? So we're going to trim this one too and then trim this one. The same goes for this, trim. and then delete and also trim all of this. All right, so good. So this is what you are going to be having. So we're going to leave it like this. So let's go ahead and draw the first floor, right? Okay, let's check. Something is missing. Okay, this one is a straight line. There's no recession, nothing. So we'll just take this particular extension off. Okay, so we are done with the ground level. Let's move on to the next processing stage, which is what? The first floor. All right, so I'll just clean this up. Good. So for the first floor, the first thing we are going to be doing in the first floor is, okay, so we are going to just go ahead and do our construction line stuff, right? So on your orthogonal, and then use construction line for this. So the same method, the same method. Don't stress yourself. The same what? Method. Okay. All right. So we're having this here. So you see, try to just trace everything out like this. Don't what? Stress yourself. Just do what I'm doing. All right. So we also have one part here. Yeah. So what you will do next now is check the common points, because you need to adjust this particular ground floor to be in alignment with the first floor with a very common point. That common point is this point or the staircase region. All right. So I'm just going to use this point to just trace it. This is the wall here for this point, right? Look at it. This is the wall here. So I'm going to just click all of it, click, and then I will just move it to this particular line because this is the wall and this is the wall. So just drag it and put it here. You see it, right? So it's now in alignment. Okay, it's now what? In alignment. Okay, I think we did some adjustment here. It's not in alignment. Look at it here, this space. So what we do now is just this wall and this wall, they are both the same. So what you do, select all of this. All right, that's the safest way to just get this. Select all of it, delete this. Okay, so copy this, copy this using this point as a reference point. Okay, not this point. Sorry, please. They are the same. Let's check it properly. Okay, let me do something. Let me use the staircase region. So with that, I will to get where is the same and where is not the same. So I'm just going to move it to the second line. All right. So move to this second line. So let's see. So actually, they are not the same. So what are we going to do here now? Okay. So we are just going to put railings in this space here. All right, so this space can actually be used for railings or we can cover it up. So how do we go ahead covering it up? So I'll just select all of this wall. All right, I'll select all of this wall, select all of this wall. All right, so I'm going to move it from this point, then I will track it from this point. You see it, right? So I will now track it from this point. Okay, it's not seen, so I'll track it from this point. Let's see. Escape. Okay, let's measure the distance and let's see. So measure, we have 400, right? Good. So I'm just going to just click this and then I'll move by 400. Good. You see it, right? So now I think we are cool, but let me just check with a straight line. You just actually know that we are done with this. You see it? Okay, we are done. So now I'm just going to select all of this and then we join this and then click this line, just ensure that everything is intact the way it ought to be. So I'll clean all of this, drag it to this point, and then the same goes for this. Select this wall, this interior line, drag, and then click this, and then you have it here. So you see it, right? Okay, so we are good to go, right? So this is it. So it's now in total alignment. So you shift your construction line to this other hand. Good. This is what we are having now. So we can go ahead and start doing what we want to do. So I'll make an offset of for the slab, which is 150. Okay. So I'll make an offset for what? The slab, which is what? 150. So I will extend this particular slab boundary line to both ends. So you see this end? So because we are going to be having what? Remember, we are going to be having cantilever, right? So you can see, so we're having cantilever here. So I'm going to trim this and then trim this off because we are done using it. We don't need it again. Okay. So we are going to make use of the holder. So I'll make an offset of 3 meters, which is the headroom height. Do you understand? It's as easy as that. So offset of 900. Good. So we can start placing our door component and our window component. All right. Okay. So now we'll go ahead and place all the windows. You see it, right? So all the windows that are visible. So we have one here. We have one here. We also have one here. So we just select all of this, copy, and then put one here, right? Off your orthogonal for flexibility as usual. So put another here. And also the same goes for this. You understand? So we have a door here, that's a 900 door, right? So you just go ahead and select your 900 door from the bungalow part because we already have it there. So select all of this, copy, and then we have it here, right? So I'm going to just, oh no. So okay, let's put it here first, and then I'll select the other part, okay? Because there's actually an intersection. Select this part, nope, this part. So I'll put it here. Is this actually a 900 door? Okay, it is. So okay, it's not, there's no intersection. All right, it's just this wall. So we have to move this wall. So we're having a wall here. That's why. All right. Don't worry. Let's leave it like that. So we are going to delete every part that we have, the window, tracing, construction line, so we can have a clear work to know the further detailing to do. So we'll take all of this off. Good. So now the next thing we are having here is what? We are having, okay, I think we are actually done. Just delete this because from what I'm saying, just all of this. So you check properly. We having what? Okay, this is the cantilever, and we're having a small cantilever here too, right? So make an offset for this point. So let's say 600 downwards. Okay, so you just trim, then delete this line off, and then you'll be having this, and then you'll be having this, right? So is that cool? Okay, so extend extend this. Good. Okay, so this is what you are going to be having precisely. Okay, this is what you are going to be having. So what you are going to be doing here now is just to erase all construction line and start putting your parapets. All right, so we're having this here, erase all of them. So we're having that line there too. All right, okay. Let's just move this line to the beginning of the door. Okay, so I can, so we'll trim this one off. So move, sorry, move again to the actual beginning. All right, so now we can just extend this. extend. Okay, so this is what we're going to be having. So let's see. So we're having this line here. Is it even a straight line? Okay, it's not a straight line, so let's trim this. Okay, so we can delete this and also delete this. So this is it. We are getting there. So the next thing we are going to be doing here is we are going to be putting our parapet. So I already have my parapet, right? So what I'm going to do is just to copy it. So copy, and then you place at both ends. We're having another here. So you can mirror this one to get another orientation of the parapet. Nope. Okay, so you mirror this. Alright, so this is what we are having. So with a straight line, I'm actually just going to just join this. Understand? Okay. So you copy this one to this point. Yeah. So this is it. So now what we will do here now is just to copy our lines, right? Copy, place, then trace, place, and then you place. So you can now just trim all of this. Go to this point, trim all of this. So we are actually good to go, right? So now for the offset for the roof height, we are going to be using 3.5 as usual because that's what we use for the session, right? 3.5. So now it's time to move to where you're having the roof to further place your roof. All right. So it's stages by stages that we've been doing it. So let's continue. I think there's something here. Yeah, they are saying it. There's something actually here. Okay, let's just use our tracing line. I saw something just now. Let's use our tracing line to just bring it out. There's something here. So this one actually came out a bit. You can see it. It came out. It's not actually flushing with this particular beam. So it came out a bit. So that means it will show. All right. So we're going to be having it just right here. So let's take this line off. So we're going to be having it just right here. All right. So extend. We're also going to be seeing a wall. That this, okay, it's going to be an open porch. We'll see wall like this on this one. Okay, no problem. So let's just extend this. Okay, so I'm gonna trim this off. You understand? So I'm going to trim this off. So delete this. So it's an open porch. Delete. All right. So we are going to be seeing a wall. That's this particular wall. Okay. So you trim this. Okay. So you trim this one off, and then you do this one. So it's correct now. So let's move it to our roof and then do our roofing on it. So different processing what stages, right? Yeah, so this is what we have now. Okay, so now I'm actually seeing something. I've actually made a correction on this particular first floor, right? This will actually affect our roof. So you just do the same. This is how the design is. So to ensure that your work is actually with integrity, and also you ensure that all corrections that you made on a particular view is affected in all other views. So you have to ensure that that's very, very important. So for that, we did a correction on this particular first floor. And in the first floor is where we are having, in the first floor is where we are having, in the first floor is where we are having the, is where we are having, what do you call this? Is where we are having our roof, right? So I'm just going to delete this roof. Okay, let's just move it somewhere else because it's no longer valid because we did correction on what the first floor. So I'm just going to create another roof. because we did what? Correction. All right. So actually the same method we used before. But let's do it again. So we have this here, we have this here, we have this here. Using our polyline, right? Okay. So we have like this, and then we have like this, we have like this, we have like this. Okay. So all true, all true. Okay. So just click this, move, and place it here. All right. So now this is the new group. So take notes, please. All right. This is what the new group. This one is no longer what valid. I don't delete it, but let's leave it for your own consumption. So I will just go ahead and make an offset outward. The same way we created the first group. That will be 350, right? So 350 outward. So now this is my wall. So I'll make an offset of 2 to 5 for the wall. Okay. So I'll select all of this, or I will just match properties, click this, and then come here, click this. So we're having this one intact now, right? So we can make an offset of 500 to get our roof pattern, all right? So you see it, right? Okay, so the same goes for this, the same goes for this, for this one. Okay, okay. So this is what we are going to be having now. So let's go ahead and just get the complete pattern. Then we delete all our offsets from it. All right. So I'm just going to select this. Let me start from here. Extend, extend. So I can now trim. All right. So okay, let me just complete this place. So for this, I can click this line, and I'm going to offset, click this line, offset, then I will just trim and trim. All right. So the same, let's see. So the straight line, I'm going to join this to this. So we are done with this aspect. Let's go to the next aspect. We're going to be having this line mirrored. Okay, mirrored. All right. So the straight line, we join this to this. and then uh, extend all of this, and then trim this. On the straight line, you're going to have this. So you trim this out. Sorry, you trim this out, then delete the remaining part of the line. Okay, so extend this one too like this, and this one too like this, and then you can just trim all of it the same way we did that. Okay, so I'm just going to join this to this. Good. All right, so let's come to this point. Extend, extend. So I'm going to trim this. Okay, so I'm still going to extend this and also extend this. So I'm going to trim this, and with a straight line, I'm going to join this to this. Okay, so let's see. So I'll click this, extend, extend. So I'm going to trim and trim, delete the remaining part of the line. Understand? So this is how you go about it, as easy as that. So I will join this to this. So extend, extend, and extend. Where they intersect, you join them both. All right. So the straight line, I'm going to join this to this. Okay. So what part is remaining? So we have this one here, right? So I'm going to click this, then extend, extend, extend. All right. So the same goes with this. Extend, extend. Okay. So I'm just going to trim this, and also I'll trim this, and I'll trim this. Good. So with a straight line, I'll join this to this. So we are actually done. So let's just click this and also select all of this, delete it. Right. So delete this. So now this is what we're going to be having. So right now we can go ahead and start drawing our elevation roof. Remember to put your ridge gap the way we did this, all right? Ensure you detail your work very well. Follow the detailing pattern that we followed for our bungalow. Look at them. So everything is intact. Your fall direction, your ridge gap. Look at them. So you ensure that you do all of this on your work. All right. So now we're going to just move this one to this point. So now we are good to go. So this is our new roof. So we can boldly say, okay, let's leave this one like that, but we'll not mistake it for this. Okay, so we can use this one to get what we want, right? So I'm going to delete all this line and retrace all my lines out. All right, so we have this here. So we are going to adjust this now, and let's see. Okay. So let's check it out and let's see. So these are our wall here, right? SL line. Let's
SL line. So let's see. Okay, so it ought to be here, right? It ought to be here. So we are going to trim this one off, then extend this one to this one. Okay, so delete. So we can just trim this. It's now correct now, so we trim this. All right, trim this, delete this, select all of these. Let's measure it first. The total of what? 250. So actually going to move this forward to this point to make it 350. It ought to be 350. We just move it and then put it here. Good. So we can delete all these lines. All right. Select all of these and extend. All right. So cool. So this is it. So now we're going to just trace them out as usual. So let's trace this. You can see it. It's alignment now. So okay. So we can trace this out too. So this one too. What I'm gonna do here is select all of this and copy and paste it. Okay. So now, if you check properly, we're going to start bringing out the particular region of the roof. All right. So with an SL line, I'll go like this, and then from this point, I'll go like this, and then I have another one here. So you trace all of them out, trace them out. So this is my highest point, right? So I'll go with this particular one first because it's what? My highest point. So this is it. This particular one is my highest point. So I'll just let it down to indicate. So from this other point, this second one, I will trace it out. Look at it. That's my highest point. All right. To get my inclination, I need my highest point. So now I'm just going to mirror this. I'll mirror this. Good. So that gives us this line here. So this this one meet this one downwards. Look at it, this point. So where this particular line meet this line, here, look at them, they intersected. So they ought to intersect here. So where they meet is where this particular um edge stops. So I'm just going to trim this. So this is where this one stop. Delete this. Okay, leave that one like that because you're going to need it. So that's where it stops, right? So this one continue from that point. So what you will just do now is copy this particular inclined line. That's the original inclined line. So you are going to just copy this parapet because it's not there. It was not there before. Let me have my measurement. Okay. So we're going to copy this one. And then I'm going to just paste it here. Okay, so that's it. So I'm going to copy this, copy, and then I'll put it here. All right. So mirror. So when I mirror it, that will give me, yeah. So you see it, right? So this is just it. So I'm going to just select my parapet. So I'm just going to move it forward.
bit. Okay, so now this is it. So I'm just going to trim this, and then we have this one here, and then we are having this one here, right? So I'm going to copy this, copy, put it here. So where these two lines meet, you just join them together. That gives you what you are looking for. So we are done with the roof. All right. So just select all the lines, delete them. See it. So these are you draw elevations. Right. These are you do what draw your elevations. So ensure that you draw. Just let's go ahead and just do our offset of ridge gap. Just complete our work. So we have it like this, right? So the same goes for this, and the same goes for this. So I'm just going to just use my trim tool, trim. Oh no, that's not it. Sorry. So I'm just going to use my trim tool, trim, trim, trim. Okay. So we're having this one here. So we just trim this, trim this. Alright, so the same goes for this, and also the same goes for this. Okay, so we successfully learned how to what? Draw our duplex elevations, right? So this is an elevation of duplex. So you go ahead and do that of the other sides of the duplex. There are four sides. All right. So there are four sides. So we've done this part. We've done the approach view. So you go ahead and do this view. Do this view. Sorry. Do this view. Do this view too. All right. So that is how you go about it. So complete your work totally. There are four views. This is just one of the views. All right. So this is just to show you how to draw elevation. So complete others. And also everything you're having here, you have to complete it. All right. So the same thing you're having in your bungalow, the same thing you're going to have where? Here. So right now we are good to go. So we actually done with project 2. All right. So await your project. All right. So I am anticipating. I want to see how your project will come out. If you have any issues with your project, please let us know so that we will just help you out. All right. But ensure that you submit your project to us. Take your time. Don't be in a hurry. Submit everything to us so that we'll see it, so we'll know how far you've gone.